What? Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, March 11th, 2026. It is 10:04 a.m. This is a regular meeting of the Presidio County Commissioners Court. We are in the first floor of the courthouse, the county judge's office. And I'll ask our clerk to confirm a quorum.
I guess the Gordillo Junior.
Present?
Roger the Hector.
Here.
Commissioner Constantine Margarita Hernandez.
Present.
Commissioner Precinct 2, Lieutenant. Commissioner Precinct 4, Betty Knight.
Here.
John 4.
Thank you so much. If we would stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we have a full house here today. I'm going to welcome everyone, and I'm going to open it up for public comments. You'll have 5 minutes. If you would please give us your full name and where you're from. If you're here to speak about something on the agenda, we ask you to wait for that agenda item to come up, and then you'll be given your time. So, do we have any public comments?
I do.
Please.
My name is Charlie Angel. I'm a resident of Redford, Texas. I've had property in Presidio County for 25 years. I've paid over $100,000 in property taxes. The road and bridge crew for Presidio County has been working on some type of project for the last year and a half that will be on the Arroyo on my property, Church Creek. My neighbors have been signing off on this. I have not been contacted yet by anybody with the county. Ruben Carrasco is the one in charge of this. He has not said one word to me, not one letter about work to be done on 800 foot of Arroyo on my property that dumps into the Rio Grande. He's been working in collusion with the Big Bend Conservation Alliance on this project. I have the documents from the THC through the open records of PSECO working together with also engineering companies out of Santa Fe. Agua Fria Engineering, Mr. Strasser, he left his car and I called him and he said his client was the BBCA. All this work is proposed on my property, and I wouldn't have the county said anything to me. Maybe the county's not working with this company from Santa Fe. BBCA is, and the BBCA is clearly working with Ruben Carrasco on this project as well. I need to know as a landowner what the hell is going on my property. What is this drainage project? Why have I not been contacted? Why is nobody talking to me about earth moving equipment on my land? I need to know, and I want this in writing from the county. And I will take it to my attorneys to review, and then I will come back and we will see what we can do to work on this project. But if somebody's going to be sending equipment to my land and putting out stakes of survey stuff they're going to do, I need to know. And I am completely in the dark. I'm only finding out from my neighbors from Redford that they were signing off a document that Ruben Carrasco has provided to authorize them to also work on the arroyo that goes through their property. I'm also very much against the border wall, and there are hundreds of archaeological sites from Del Rio to El Paso. If we don't stop this wall, all those sites will be ruined and lost. What we need to do is ask our governor to go to, and our representatives in Congress, to rescind the emergency order. There is no border crisis, we know that, and there is no emergency on the border here. That emergency order needs to be rescinded and put this out like a normal construction project, like an interstate being built. Do the cultural reviews, do the residential impact reviews, do the environmental reviews, do all the due diligence where this huge project goes, or we're going to lose everything along the river corridor.
Yeah.
And I am done.
No, that's fine, Charlie. I just wanted to let you know that is an agenda item. So you kind of just crossed over from one to the
Well,
other.
I have said my piece, but I do expect to be on the next agenda or receive something from the county explaining to me what is the work going to be done on my land and an apology, and why has no one ever contacted me about that yet? Imagine if you own 60 acres and somebody's making all these plans, your neighbor tells you that this is what's going to be happening on the property there. Would you be upset? Would you want someone with the county to tell you what's going on? I think you would. I sound angry because I am. I've had enough of this. Please, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. Any other public comments? That one's going to be a tough one to beat anyway. So we'll move on to, our route. You want to move everything up?
What I'd like to propose, Judge, is that we hold off on the routine agenda items. There's clearly plenty of folks here with passion that would like to see what our resolution agenda item is, as well as, I would like us to move to number 16, so you can go ahead and sit another commissioner on this court, if you don't mind.
I don't at all. Are there any objections from the other commissions?
No, sir. No.
So we'll go ahead and move on. We're gonna move out of alignment. And we're gonna skip from 1 all the way to agenda item number 16. Number 16 is acknowledgement of the resignation of Presidio County Commissioner Precinct 3, Frankie Ortiz. So Frankie, I've talked to him. He sent me an email, and I've talked to him personally. He's a young businessman. He's a young family man. And those things, along with the commissioner spot, was just too much for him to take. He has a lot of responsibility as a young family, and they are the priority. So he asked to resign from the position. He has, I believe, just a little over a year and 8 months left. And I'm reading over this. I think there were some questions about when the resignation takes effect. I'm looking at the holdover rule still applies. And the holdover rule says that the officer, even though he resigns, they're entitled to salary and benefits until a successor is sworn in, at which point the new commissioner takes over. So I guess that'll clear that up.
Joe, is it 1 year or 2 years and 8 months? I think it's 2 years and 8 months, frankly.
Okay. So, but with that, so is there any discussion on that? Any discussion from the commissioners? None at all?
I really appreciate you bringing this up.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I think it's time to move on.
Right.
Okay. So I'm gonna move on to, agenda item number 17 is appointment and the swearing in of the new Presidio County Commissioner for Precinct 3. I'll tell you, there were some great candidates in that precinct to select from, and it was a very difficult choice. We have a lot of experienced people in that precinct. They're very passionate. The one that stood out to me was Mr. Oved Escondrias. Oved is a businessman, and he works internationally. He has served the city of Presidio as a councilman in the past. He has also served as a previous mayor for the city of Presidio. He understands what politics is all about, and he understands the responsibility and the difficulties that come with it. So if I could have Mr. Escondrias come up, please. Are you sure you want to do this? Remember, you asked for it. So first, I'm just going to read a statement, and then I just want you to acknowledge it. I solemnly swear that I have not directly or indirectly paid, offered, promised to pay, contributed, or promised to contribute any money or thing of value, or promised any public office or employment for the giving or withholding of a vote at the election at which I was elected, or in this case appointed, or as a reward to secure my appointment or confirmation, whichever the case may be, so help me God. Thank you so much. And then I'm gonna ask you to read, I'm gonna read the oath of office, and if you would repeat after me. Raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully
that I will faithfully
execute the duties of the office
execute the duties of the office
of County Commissioner Precinct 3,
of County Commissioner Precinct 3,
Presidio County,
Presidio
of
County,
the state of Texas,
State of Texas,
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will to the best of my ability
preserve,
preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend the Constitution
and defend the Constitution
and laws of the United States of this state.
and laws of the United States and this state,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. All right. So we'll move on to agenda item number 18. It's a discussion with action to pass a resolution against a physical border wall in Presidio County. So I think there's gonna be a lot of people that want to speak. And I want to give everybody an opportunity to say what they have to. Remember, this is a commissioner's court. We do have decorum. I understand we're very passionate about this. But I want to keep this as controlled as possible. So, Sheriff, I guess I'll start with you. You just met with the area county West Texas sheriffs. And I understand that you guys are all opposed to a physical wall.
That is correct. We're all opposed to it. For certain reason. Carroll County, especially Big Park, Big National Park, and parts of the other counties, something county of Welcome or Fall. We got together and we talked about it, and we're all in agreement that we do not need a wall. I'm not saying it's some parts of the county does need it, but there are parts of the county and part of the other counties that don't need it. My understanding is that the Big National Park has been set aside just for technical law only. But as far as the state park, I'm not sure about that. Supposed to meet tomorrow. Again, not sure, but some people and us, and we're gonna discuss with the further, show them the parts where they're possibly the walls will be at. So hopefully by our presence, by what's going on this, by the people here present, also voicing their concerns, hopefully they can hear it from Washington to where they can consider this another option.
Yeah. Well, I admire your position, and I really think that there's strength in numbers. And so it's very impactful that all the area sheriffs got together and are for this. I was going back and doing some historical research on it, and even back when Will Hurd was the 23rd congressional or congressman for the 23rd district, very astute, and again, he understood the complexities of putting up a physical wall here, and he really pushed for a virtual wall, which my understanding is exists probably in generation one. It already exists. If you don't think that you're being monitored when you're out there, you are. So again, this is we're in the year 2026. AI is really just taking off. And I really believe that there's better ways. I think Will Hurd said it best, is like, you're using a 19th century solution for a 21st century problem. So I know that in my discussions with all the rural far west Texas judges, we're also committed to go to Austin and to go to Washington and tell them that we want to be heard. So for that, I'll open it up for discussion with my commissioners, and then I'll open it up to the audience.
Sure,
I have one question, Danny. You said you're meeting tomorrow, or Sheriff, you said you're meeting tomorrow. I didn't quite understand what that
What we're
means.
meeting tomorrow, what I mean by that is having NBC come down.
You're having who?
NBC.
Okay,
The news media come down. We're gonna take them to the location where the possible where the walls will be. They have in mind where to put it, and show them where it's gonna be at, and discuss it, the options, which other avenues will go on this.
okay.
That's what we're at. Now, having a wall, you can have all the stuff you want. You can have a 30-foot wall. You can have all technology in the world. But if you don't have people to monitor it, people to work it, it's just a wall.
Got it.
Okay, so you're trying to with that.
Thank you, Sheriff. Sorry, buddy.
no, you're fine. I just got to, did the Jeff Davis County Sheriff sign up on this?
He was around.
But anyway,
Before you went and got, you can park a four-wheeler in his county, it's good.
right.
Border security.
I just wanted to ask that because I heard it, but I just will say that from the last time they talked about a wall, I happen to know an engineer for Brown and Root out of San Antonio, Texas, that came down here and looked at it. And at that time, they decided it was too costly to put a wall through
Yeah.
through the Big Bend. I don't think there's anybody, I would be surprised if there was anybody in the Big Bend that wanted this.
Yeah, and you mentioned Jeff Davis County. And Jeff Davis, a lot of us don't know, they actually have a small portion.
Yeah,
And it's small, it's like 50 feet.
yeah,
Matter
but
of
they
fact-
get on the grants and everything
Yeah.
else, so we can put
Yeah.
it.
So Judge Curtis Evans offered to buy some of Presidio County just so he could have a little more.
You know,
But-
they said, my understanding is they're not gonna walk the river itself, but you kind of follow the levee.
Right.
On the levee, it's easier, but you have access to use. A lot less curve, a lot less turn to do, so being on a levee could be a better option on that, but it doesn't
Yeah.
mean we want to wall either.
And I think we would all agree, nobody wants to see a wall at all.
Right.
They're ugly, they're divisive, but I have seen in other urban areas where that's exactly what they do. They do put up a physical wall, especially at the ports of entry. So that would make at least some logical sense. But again, and going back to Jeff Davis County and Curtis Evans, he's also against it.
Yeah.
So, do we have anything else? Any other commissioner that wants to?
Yeah,
reply or
I'd
respond?
like to speak as the former Texas Parks and Wildlife State Parks Director. I am adamantly opposed of this going on any of our public lands. And then as a commissioner that has a precinct that runs in Marfa and down in Presidio, I really fear what that's going to do to the town of Presidio, how it will have a profound effect upon that culture. So I just want to voice my absolute opposition. And it would be nice if we could get Jeff Davis County to also pass a resolution. My understanding, I was at the Brewster County Commissioners Court yesterday. They passed this very resolution. Once we pass it, which I'm sure we will, then we are going to combine the resolution into one document, much like what the sheriffs did, Danny, because there's always more strength in numbers. So it won't be just a single resolution coming from Presidio County, a single coming from Brewster County. We're going to put all the counties together and the judges will sign off that according to Greg.
Yeah. I know that, we're coordinating a meeting now to go to Austin soon.
Great.
Very soon, and then we'll eventually end up in Washington.
Wonderful.
So,
Thank you.
yes, absolutely. Does anybody else, I guess just a show of hands, who here is for a physical wall? Who here is against a physical wall? Okay. Does anybody have anything else they want to add? I want to acknowledge we have Mayor Ferguson from the city of Presidio. Mayor, would you like to say anything?
I certainly would.
John, do you mind coming up here?
Sure, sure.
Thank you.
I appreciate this chance.
Thank you, sir.
First of all, I wanna thank you for doing this. I know City of Presidio is gonna follow up at our next meeting on March 23rd to do the exact same thing. And especially, I was so overwhelmed by what the sheriffs did. You guys carry a lot of weight. I think that means a lot what you did. So on behalf of all of us, thank you so much. Yeah, the wall obviously would be very harmful to specifically Presidio County along the river. You just think about all the things that it could affect, whether it be, Northwest Presidio County, the Chispa Road area, which is just kind of untamed and still kind of one of the last frontiers of the whole state. You got the Chinati Mountain State Natural Area that is going to be opening here in the future, and for that to be spoiled by this beautiful vista across the river into Mexico, have a wall run through that it'd be just so tragic. You've got the arroyos that drain into the Rio Grande up and down Presidio County. You've got the river road from Presidio to Lajitas that we would lose. We would lose that. Then you got Big Bend Ranch, and it's just so on and on. And the separation of two communities that really have been one for all these thousands of years, and that's Presidio and Okanagan. So, we have to stand together, and all of our voices are going to be so powerful. We've already seen that happen with the current map, which talks about Big Bend National Park. But as people talk, that could change. They can change their minds again. I guess what I really want to say specifically is we need to find out what our elected officials have to say about this. We just passed our primaries, and we need to know what our next U.S. Congress person, man or woman, how they feel about this. I think we know how our Democratic candidate for Congress feels, but I'm not sure about the Republican candidate.
No.
Okay, we need to find out from our U.S. senators. What is their stance? And specific, I think the state of Texas deserves to know from our governor. Where does he stand on this? And we need to know these things clearly, not in kind of hedge your bets kind of way, but we need to know specifically, are you for it? Just like, we raised our hands here, we need to know what the governor feels about this. Because I think if we know how they feel, first of all, it'll guide us in our choices moving forward in the coming elections, but it also will send a very powerful message to Washington where we are. Because, we have the sheriffs, we have the counties, the cities, we have the people. But what about the people who actually make the decisions in Washington, D.C.? So I'm hopeful that those people will come forward and voice their opposition to this wall as well.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Mayor. And this is a nonpartisan issue, thank you, Mayor. This is a nonpartisan issue. The sheriffs, included in the bunch of sheriffs that signed off, there's Democrats and Republicans. Right. I know Commissioner Knight, were you there, Commissioner Fernandez, when Congressman Gonzalez was? Yeah, he gave us a legislative update. And he's a Republican, obviously, and he was reading some of the email, right directly from his phone, some of the things he was keeping up with. And they were in those discussions, it was a virtual wall. So somehow the message might be mixed, or maybe we don't have enough information. But again, this is why we're doing this, because we want them we want to be sure that they know we don't want the physical wall. We'll entertain a virtual wall. And we'll have those discussions. I think the technology is available, and it'd be much more economically effective. So, anyone else, please. Your name, please.
Alvarado. I'm a fifth generation cattle rancher here in Presidio County. My family's established in Pilares off Chispa Road. I'm the last one, but two other cousins in our generation that's continuing farming and ranching. I want you to know we already have our letter for eminent domain. This discussion is great, but it's already happening. My family's property for equipment has the existing $1 billion wall on it. They are already moving in. There's already contracts being signed. This is going to happen, in my opinion, because I've seen it happen. The existing walls on my aunt's property. I witnessed the flooding caused by it. I witnessed the wildlife. I witnessed the environment. I've personally saved cattle crossing over. I've done this. A lot of this talk is great, but we need action. And it's not only action of us talking to our representatives, because it's moving a lot faster than we think. Right now, we need to come up with a plan on what's going to happen when it comes, if it comes, and what is going to happen. As we talked about the arroyos coming through that floods the land, the SE8 can one time, and I promise you, thousands and thousands of acres will be underwater. This is dire. It's a dire situation. At the moment, I don't know if we're going to have a ranch left. If a wall comes, if it runs off of the arroyo or not. I'm sorry, this is very emotional. I just want you to know to start coming up with a plan now. Roads that might go around it, rescue operations, EMS, or whatever might come up with those dangers. I know none of us want the wall, but we need to start thinking about what's gonna happen if it comes and coming up with a plan now, right now. And yeah, I'm working with lawyers. I'm doing the best I can in that direction. But I have witnessed this. I've seen it coming. I've seen it. I live it. So I just want you to be aware, and be prepared. So thank you for listening. Sorry to get emotional. It's an emotional process, but we've been here 100 years. My family has been here through drought, through the salt cedar arrival, military, oil drilling, all of the above. This is our biggest opponent yet. So thank you for having the word.
Thank you so much. Is there any other comments?
Naive to the process here, I mean, there's a lot.
Just your name and where you're from.
My name is David Landman. I'm a resident here, I live here in Monte, Texas, been here for 5 years now. Is there any legal procedure imbued in you as a judge for Cedillo County or the others in order to at least arrest the process? Are there higher orders of judges on the state level or federal level that can be talked to in order to arrest the process until, as the lady who just spoke, obviously, recognizes how fast it's happening. Both been hearing about a lot of action down on the border. We have no idea what's going on down there. So I think you get my point.
No, I do, and I'll tell you, it for the most part, the state government will trump a local or county government. For the most part, the federal government will trump the state government and a local government. So the biggest teeth we have is gonna be this. Here's what they do. They do recognize at the state and federal level that we're the elected officials and we speak on behalf of our communities. The other that you mentioned is the legal process itself. And don't discount how powerful it is, that where you can go and you can get things stopped until it's heard in a court of law. So, and all those things I suspect are going to play out. I suspect every single one of them. And that's all we can do is continue to do what we can to keep fighting.
And excuse me, just like make it a little more clear, you say things are going to be played out. Who is going to play these out? I mean, who is going to represent, those who don't want to see law go up in a court of law or something? Or is there, you say this is going to happen, but who's in the position of authority to move this forward?
Well, it'll go through processes like it does here in every instance. There'll be a trial, there'll be a hearing, everything will stop until that trial's heard. It could get appealed, it could end up in the Supreme Court. That's how the system works. So it could
specifically, who's going to be doing that? So, I mean, who's going to
I suspect it's gonna come from like this young lady here who's challenging eminent domain. That will be one mechanism. I understand where you're going at. I mean, I go back to this. We could go to the extreme. The U.S. military shows up, and are we going to go to battle with them? And the answer is no. We're not going to do that. So again, there's a lot of, this is the first inning of a very long baseball game, and I hate to use that analogy because it doesn't give it the respect that it deserves. But this is just the beginning.
Excuse me, but I'm concerned about people who live along the border.
Yes.
There's going to be some very adamant and angry people down there
Yes.
that are going to begin to take action
against
the contractors and everything that's going on. And that would really be a shame.
It would be, and again, it's criminal. I mean, I go, just like the legal system is gonna work for us in this instance, it can also work against you if you damage somebody's property or you hurt someone, or all the laws are still gonna apply. So I would caution you, these are things where cool heads have to prevail. So, and any other discussion?
David, I'd like to address what you were asking. I do know there's an entity that is really questioning the waiving of all of the regulations that Christy Nome did. They're looking into that legally right now. And I don't have a lot more than that, but they felt that that was a mechanism that could possibly put the brakes on a little bit.
Any other discussion? Please. Yes,
Myself, Scott Wagner, San County resident, property owner here in Martha, live here in Martha full-time. Property owner in Beth Davis County, property owner in Brewster County. I of course second everything Charlie said, what the mayor said, and I can't say enough about you guys taking this up. I'd also like to bring up, I'm sure the sheriff knows, if the more traffic we get on 67, we add more crosses to that. We don't want that. That's a safety issue. Mostly is the focus on the national park. I used to be a state park employee, was big man ran through the corridor at Barton Warnock Center. What hasn't been rejected, that like we're forgetting us. Like it just seems forgotten. And it's the reason all of us are here. And Jeff Davis County certainly needs to take an issue with this. Speaking with people at the McDonald Observatory, like this goes in tourism, this comes to every reason we're here. You're going to lose everything, natural, cultural resources. Tenaya State Natural Area, not open until 2032, but can you imagine introducing people to Tenaya and saying, this is the string of lights that comes off its arms to this side of Presidio and that side of Presidio, no longer the glow from just OJ and Presidio. And sorry for the Constantina wire underneath your bridge, Mayor, but haven't we done enough?
okay. Please.
My name is Rochelle Willette, I live in Martha, and property owner in Presidio County. You use the language is criminal, and I think it's really important to remember that what is criminal in this situation is the laws and regulations that are being overridden by federal and state level to proceed with it. We stood here, we pledged allegiance to the flag. We are representatives of this county and of this place that we call home. It is so hard for me to imagine a single other issue that we as a people could stand in this room and unanimously oppose. I think that is something very, very powerful that we need to stand for. And again, just remember that the criminality is coming from above. And I'm certain that there are laws, and especially with this much support as a people, that we can continue to oppose this legally.
Very good. Anyone else? Anything else from the commissioners? I'll entertain a motion.
I would proudly motion to pass a resolution against the physical border wall in Presidio County.
Also,
Motion second, any other discussion?
I would just say as presented, the resolution probably needs to be read, honestly.
Would you like to read the resolution?
Okay, here I
All I'm saying
go.
that we're even, we passed the resolution before, we didn't read it into the record, correct?
I'm gonna read this into the record, y'all. I do not have, do you have our resolution? I just have
No.
Brewster County. Terry, do you have ours?
I think the only difference is
I'm not gonna read the resolution number.
I included, the Chinate ranges, you know.
Okay, resolution 2026-03-11. A resolution of the Presidio County Commissioners Court expressing concern regarding proposed construction of a physical border wall in the Big Bend region and affirming the importance of the Rio Grande, Big Bend National Park, and Big Bend Ranch State Park to the region's economic, environmental, and cultural well-being. I'm going to go into some whereas. Whereas recent public reports indicate that the federal government is considering construction of a physical border wall in areas of the Big Bend region, including portions of the Rio Grande Corridor, River Road, Big Bend Ranch State Park, and Big Bend National Park. And whereas the Big Bend region is internationally recognized for its natural beauty, ecological significance, dark skies, outdoor recreation opportunities, and cultural heritage. And whereas Big Bend National Park and Big Bend Ranch State Park serve as major drivers of tourism, economic development, and employment for communities throughout Presidio County and the surrounding region. And whereas Presidio County functions as a primary service and governmental hub for residents, businesses, and visitors to the Big Bend region, supporting lodging, dining, retail, medical services, transportation infrastructure, emergency services, and other essential functions that sustain tourism and outdoor recreation. And whereas tourism associated with the Big Bend region contributes significantly to the county's local economy, tax base, business vitality, and workforce stability. And whereas concerns have been raised that construction of a physical border wall in this area could limit public access to the Rio Grande, alter scenic viewsheds, affect wildlife migration patterns, introduce light pollution that could impact the regional's internationally recognized dark sky resources, and adversely affect outdoor recreation and tourism. And whereas the Rio Grande corridor and surrounding lands are integral to the environmental integrity, cultural identity, and economic sustainability of the Big Bend region. And whereas local tourism leaders and stakeholders have indicated that potential wall construction poses a significant risk to the region's economic development efforts and visitor experience. And whereas Presidio County recognizes the importance of effective border security while also acknowledging the need to consider local economic, environmental, and community impacts when federal infrastructure decisions are made, whereas local governments are uniquely positioned to understand the needs of their communities and to communicate those needs to state and federal decision makers. And whereas the Presidio County Commissioners Court desires to formally express its concerns and advocate for solutions that protect both national security and the long-term prosperity and environmental integrity of the Big Bend region. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Presidio County Commissioners Court that Section 1, the Presidio County Commissioners Court expresses its deep concern regarding the proposed construction of a physical border wall within the Big Bend region, including areas near the Rio Grande, Big Bend National Park, Big Bend Ranch State Park, and Chinate Mountains State Natural Area. Section 2, the Presidio County Commissioners Court affirms that the natural, recreational, culture, and scenic resources of the Big Bend region are essential to the economic vitality and quality of life of Presidio County and surrounding communities. Section 3, the Presidio County Commissioners Court respectfully urges federal decision makers to carefully evaluate the economic impacts to local communities dependent on tourism. Consider environmental, cultural, and recreational consequences. Preserve public access to the Rio Grande and surrounding lands where feasible. Protect dark sky resources and wildlife corridors, and engage with local governments, tribal entities, land managers, and regional stakeholders prior to finalize any construction plans. Section 4, the Presidio County Commissioners Court supports the exploration of border security measures that are effective while minimizing adverse impacts on the environment, tourism, economy, and cultural resources of the Big Bend region. Section 5, the county judge is authorized to transmit this resolution to the President of the United States, the Secretary of Homeland Security, the Texas Congressional Delegation, the Governor of Texas, and relevant federal and state agencies and other appropriate officials. Section 6, this resolution shall take effect immediately upon adoption. And this is where we will be voting and signing. The signature page is our judge, Jose Portillo, and then each one of the commissioners. Anything else?
I appreciate it. I know it sounds long,
No.
nitpicking, but I believe it's the only way a resolution is legal.
Okay. You need a glass, you need a drink of water?
Need a shot of tequila.
I have a motion and I have a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. So if you guys don't mind, it's 10:46 a.m. I'm gonna take a short break.
Thank you.
And then we'll continue on and we'll move over to agenda item number 1. 10:46 a.m.
Okay. No, I do remember that.
Is, Ms. Nunez, are we ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So are we gonna go back to routine?
Believe it or not,
Just as
I don't know.
number 14 because the guy that's here.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody. It is now 11:03 a.m. and Commissioners Court is back in session. And so we jumped out of order and we went to agenda items 16, 17, and 18. And we should go back to 1, but I got asked if we could jump to agenda item number 14 and 15. Our presenter has to drive about, 450 miles?
Good morning, Commissioners, Judge. This morning, item 14 is the presentation from Eddie Contreras. He has come and presented before on other investment pools for the county. So we have him here today. He is no longer with Lone Star, and now he is with Texas Range. So I'm gonna give the floor to him and he can go ahead and start. And then item 15 would be if you agree to go into contract with Texas Range.
Okay.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. You pass these out. It's just a little something I'm going to cover. That way we are all on the same page. I thank you for your time. So as she mentioned, I was previously for 10 years with the Lone Star Investment Pool, which you all currently use. And I presented to your commissioner's report, and it is still a good vehicle to use for investments, for overnight liquidity. The reason for my move is probably the most important is for one, professional engagement for me, to become more of a portfolio manager, bigger company, to where I have, Texas Range, I will, tell you what it's all about. It's also an investment pool, okay? Why should you have two pools? Well, first of all, under the Public Funds Investment Act, it is important to spread things out, diversify. Okay, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, which I said at the very beginning, because I didn't know how many pools you use. So the Texas Range is more than just a pool. It does have, if you look at this page that I just issued to you in the Manila area, this is the first one. It's called your Texas Daily. Texas Daily is like a government fund. That's anything that's backed by the US government. Okay, it usually yields the least amount, or right now, every pool in a government fund is about 3.7, 3.8. That's the interest that you're earning daily. The Cruise Daily pays monthly. The one right below it is the Texas Daily Select. Texas Daily Select is a prime fund. That means that under the Public Funds Investment Act, you are able to use commercial paper. Commercial paper that is rated a P1. When people think commercial paper, they think extremely risky. Okay, so I want to pause there. So the commercial paper that is allowed in the Daily Select is commercial paper that is approved by 2 different credit agencies and is rated at least an A1 and or a P1. Okay, that means, what does that mean exactly? That means that this is commercial paper or debt issued by companies like Microsoft, by Google, by US Bank. So it's debt that they issue, but it is secured by their own funds, so it has very low to no risk of default. That is the commercial paper that is in Daily Select. Okay, so that one rates a little bit higher. Usually, well, right now, because we're in that changing rate environment, usually right now between 2 to 3 basis points difference. Okay, so still about a 3.8-ish. Now, on the top, where it says Texas Term, this is the true differentiator between Texas Range and any other pool right now. Texas Term allows you to lock in a rate. So right now we are in that changing rate environment. If Mr. Powell, if and when he exits in May, and if President Trump is able to get his way where he has voiced very clearly that he would like to see rates at 1%, if not lower. That's what he said. If it's true that he's able to drop the rates, Texas Term allows you to lock in that higher rate from 2 months up to 12 months. So let's just say, hypothetically, you have, I don't know, I'm just gonna lowball, say $1 million. $1 million in excess funds that you really don't need right now, but you're gonna need it in June. You can say, you know what? June is what, 3 months away? I wanna lock in the higher rate for 3 months, because in May, we don't know what's gonna happen. If you have a bond and you don't need the money right now, but you'll need some in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, you can ladder that money out, say 10 million, 12, 25 million, whatever it may be. You can ladder that out for the higher rate. As it's maturing, it's going right back into your pool. That is a unique program. It's called, again, Texas Term. You're able to lock in the rates from 2 months up to 12 months. Okay, I want to pause there. Any questions?
No.
Make sure it's real clear on that. Now, aside from that, we have what's called the CD program. So the CD program that we have, again, there are CDs that you can lock in the rate. You can lock in for $250,000 per CD. They are FDIC insured. And those go out as far as 5 years. And of course, that rate is locked. Okay. The last thing that I will share with you is on the backside, we have the bond arbitrage calculation program. So what that is in the event Presidio County had bond money, you're issuing a bond for X amount, and you decided to put it with Texas Range, we do all the bond calculations. We will actually send a representative to do a presentation to let you know where your bond is at, where your arbitrage money, if there's any. We do all the calculations, and as long as 100% of the money is in Texas Range, we do 100% of the calculations absolutely free at no cost to you. Again. Okay, so more than just a pool, these are the products and programs that we have at Texas Range. You still have my direct email, my direct number. I am still your representative. I can be reached 7 days a week, pretty much 24/7. If you need me on a Saturday, I usually have my phone with me. Mama hates when I work on Saturdays.
Right.
But that's it in a nutshell. So questions at this time?
Mr. Contreras, am I to understand that if we have the next agenda, if we approve joining the Texas Range Investment Program, we would solely be with you, or would we be with both?
No, you would be, so we are not here to change,
Okay,
stop, eliminate anything.
Okay.
It would be to include.
okay,
So if you have 3 banks, 3 pools, this would be included in that.
okay.
Yes, this is another pool. We currently have part of 3 pools, Lone Star Pool, Techstar and Logic.
Okay.
So we'll still be with them, we'll be adding another.
Okay.
And can I ask, what's your thoughts on it, Arthur?
Well, I reached out to him back in October, I saw him on my auditors conference, and, you know, I was surprised to see he's been with Lone Star for so long. So he showed me his products, I was very interested, then mentioned it to the treasurer, she saw him not too long ago. So I think this is a great idea for some extra different type of investments for our funds. I think this would be, us expanding into just in the basic pools, that we do right now, expanding into something else.
Okay,
So this, we're not allotting any money to
No,
it. We're not all we're doing is saying it's an option for us to consider as we move forward. If we wanna, we don't have any CDs, do we?
Not yet,
Okay.
no, not at the moment, so we wouldn't be putting any money into it at the moment. Eventually, I'll set up a committee meeting with the investment committee, and you guys will decide if you wanna put an amount of money, where you wanna put it and how much.
I think and just from where I sit, you're very well respected. I know you were with us when we first started this, 3 years ago?
Yes, sir.
And we had money sitting at the bank earning nothing.
Right.
And I can't even say a penny on the dollar. It's nothing, yeah. So, how much do we have invested now in our,
We found $5 million.
about $5 million? Yeah. So, and again, you were instrumental in getting us started and we've benefited greatly from it.
Yes.
I'm not gonna put you on the spot and ask you how much we generated, but we get reports monthly, and it's good to see.
Good. Good to hear.
Any other
Thank you,
discussion?
Eddie.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Any questions?
again, you just sound like a good idea.
But
I'm ignorant of this, so.
investment, if you need liquidity, you have 24 hours and you can get money from there. This one is more like we're looking into a longer term.
Well, this one offers both. Remember the daily and the daily select, 100% liquid. What you
Yes.
put in today, you take out tomorrow, dollar in, dollar out.
Yeah.
If you choose to lock in your excess funds into Texas term, then you can certainly do that, or CDs for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and I think that's the bigger thing is,
If you put money in a fund and then 6 weeks later, something happens and we need it, we've made so much interest on it, will we penalize for taking it out?
If it's in the overnight pool, which is Texas, daily or select,
Mm-hmm.
you're not penalized with 1 penny.
Okay.
Now, if you put it in Texas term and you say, you know what, I want the duration for 4 months, and you want it in 3 months, then there will be that penalty.
Yeah, okay.
and I guess the risk is if you obligate those funds for 2 months, 12 months, whatever it is in a CD, you don't have access to it.
Right.
But I see exactly where you're going with it. If you have an emergency,
Right.
it's proven to say you got $5 million,
Yeah.
you want to have some of it available to you in that emergency.
But it's still drawn into.
Correct.
Making money.
Correct. So agenda item number 14 is a presentation only. Agenda item number 15, discussion with action to approve Presidio County joining Texas Range Investment Program. Again, we're not putting any money in it. It's just us agreeing that we'll consider them an option as we move forward and as we continue to invest our money.
It's not a commitment.
It's not a commitment, no.
Okay.
So,
I'm gonna move that Presidio County join the Texas Range Investment Program.
What's that?
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I thank you all for your time.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Safe travels back.
I will.
Safe travels back.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
I thank you. Great to see you. I'll look at it.
Alright. So can we go back into order?
Sounds good.
Okay, so we'll move on to our routine agenda items. Agenda item number 1, discuss and take action to approve budget amendments and or line item transfers.
My item transfer today. This was from Road Bridge. The money into labor, $40,000. 13,000 from other services, 13,500 from repairs and maintenance, buildings and grounds. 13,500 from capital, and this is to cover labor funds to finish construction of the office and shop at the Neo Yard project. In Presidio, this has been an ongoing project for quite a while, maybe a little over 5 years.
Sick.
So this is to be able to finish our project as soon as possible.
Y'all, I got to go down and visit with Ruben, and he took me on a tour of the new yard. And right now, the shop that's there, we've already purchased all the equipment to finish this project out. It's actually consuming their shop that they have. And so I had spoken with Ruben about possibly putting this forward so that we can get the Presidio yard completed and we can protect our investment of our equipment. We protect our employees that they can work in shaded areas. And so that's kind of where this came from.
So I'm gonna apologize to Commissioner Escontria. Do we have the computer from Frankie back?
Not yet, sir.
Okay. So we'll get that to you because yes.
Sure, he's never used one, he always uses his personal, but we can get, Commissioner Colbert set up.
They're taking Raven Bridge. They're taking it and all these things.
So it's just a line item transfer that was earmarked for labor, and we're gonna move it into
No,
It was earmarked for other services, for repairs and maintenance and capital, and you're putting it into labor, because I think that's what he needs the money for, to pay labor to finish that project.
right.
do you wanna say anything, Mr. Carrasco? Yeah.
But basically what we're asking, for many years, I'm trying to finish it, even though we do have the material, we have to finish.
Right.
So now I think it's the time that we can move to pay the workers so they can help us finish.
Right.
And if not finish it, at least be very close.
Okay.
So our goal is to finish it by the end of this year.
Are you gonna hire some outside work?
I'm gonna be keeping the same guy that I'm working for us.
Okay, okay.
I'm sorry.
Who's the guy for?
Juan Jose, Alfredo Rodriguez, y the other one is Antonio Gonzalez Ramos. Local.
Are they working with the county?
They're currently working.
They're labor.
They're contract labor, part-time, probably not even part-time.
They're not part-time, we don't pay benefits.
Yeah.
They're just contract.
Yeah, they're just considered contract. We don't pay anything on them, any benefit.
We put them part-time, but it's the definition that we.
Okay.
The legal definition.
No, no, it's labor, it's labor.
Any discussion, concerns? Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we approve the budget amendments or the line item transfers as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Agenda item number 2, discuss and take action to approve the auditor's monthly report.
Yes, sir, I know you, guys, the report last week, there's no updates on it, but if you have any questions, let me know.
There's no updates on,
Anything, other than the jail report, I think I provided that, there's 2 payments pending from the marshals for November and December. You can see an increase on the revenue because of the change in the contract amendment.
thank you.
I'm gonna move, we approve the auditor's monthly report as presented.
I have a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Agenda item number 3, discuss and take action to approve the treasurer's list of claims and bills.
You should have that in your drive. The amount for, today's bills would be $430,249.75. It's just housekeeping, cleanup, monthly bills that was.
You will see, and I think, it's an agenda item,
Yeah.
in a little bit, it's got, the reason those invoices are so high is because we included, 3 vehicles for the sheriff department. We also included the text dot invoices. So those are not, basic invoices, those are extra for this month.
How much is the total?
400
And the text dot was,
and 30.
that whole issue
249
that
and 75
they
cents.
did an audit and we,
Received credit, then they came back and said we still owed some money, so we're paying those periods.
I'll make a motion that we approve the treasurer's list of claims and bills.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Agenda item number 5, discuss and take action to approve previous commissioners court minutes.
So we're skipping over
Oh, I'm sorry.
4.
I'm sorry, that discuss and take action to approve the treasurer's monthly report.
So for the month of February, the beginning balance for the general fund checking account is $1,756,782. There was debits and withdrawals of $815,824.65. Money that was receipted in to that account was $1,674,865.33, which ends a balance of the end of February for $2,615,820.68. That is what's at the end of February. Now, the current amount as of yesterday was $2,629,124.46. And the reason that I give this current amount is because I feel like commissioners need to know how much is currently in the account. This, the first number that I gave just closes out that month.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Savings account, the ending balance, is $862,921.45. $862,921.45.
That's in a local savings account?
That's in, yes, the local saving account. That is, for the month of February, it made $66.21. So that might be something that committee might want to consider, and maybe that we need to be a whole in getting that.
Yeah.
Getting a little bit of news from there.
You could move some of that to the,
Yes.
make a little bit on it, you know?
Floricita, you're saying the beginning balance was $863,555.24.
Yes, so it doesn't, so what happened was, my office made a mistake and issued a $700 check. And
Okay,
for some reason, I don't know if it was the system, I don't know, I really don't know what happened, but it came out of there. But the general fund will put that money back into that
Okay.
savings account.
yeah, because that math didn't work
Yeah.
for me. All right, thank you.
Any other discussion?
Just the last one is payroll, which was the total for February was $336,669.06. That was for payroll in the month of February.
I'm gonna move we approve the treasurer's monthly report as presented.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you. Agenda item number 5, discuss and take action to approve previous commissioners court minutes. Okay,
I'm gonna move, there's no action on the commissioner's court minutes.
so no action. No action, and I have a second by Commissioners Contreras. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Agenda item number 6, update and or reports from Lone Star Strategy Group.
Morning, Commissioner. Morning, Judge.
Good morning, how are you?
Good, good. In your report, you'll find some basic information on some grants that we would like to work on. And I'll say grants slash funds. And then just a short synopsis on the bottom of some of the activities that I've been participating in. And I'll also like to mention that Ms. Yvette Utley is here in the audience with us. I won't go into too much detail on those two grants in the beginning, but that HB 500 is a really good opportunity for water infrastructure projects, and that's a big one in the county. That was a bill represented in the Texas legislature by Greg Bonning. And then the second one is appropriation funds from our current congressman.
Thank you, Ramon.
Any questions?
No, I know, I'll remind the Commissioners Court that last month we had was it a resolution? On it was some earmarked money from the 23rd District, Congressman Tony Gonzalez, and we had that as an agenda item.
Right.
At the request of Trey Gerfers. And I believe that's for monies. I don't know if it was dedicated for Shafter or for
Yeah,
or Las Pampas. Las Pampas,
Yes,
I
sir.
believe it was.
so I was asking him about that, Joe,
Yes.
and he was saying, that basically, he was hoping that the city of Presidio would apply for that Las Pampas construction funding. But they are talking about applying for money for leaking pipes. And so the engineer said, back off on that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's the situation that we're in is,
right,
there you have jurisdictions that are overlapping.
right,
So with the best of intentions, the city does the project to take the water all the way up to the cemetery
right,
through a grant with the North American Development Bank. And then what they find is the city doesn't have the teeth, even though it is their OJT, not OJT, it's ETJ, extraterritorial jurisdiction.
Mhm.
They still don't have any teeth to make I guess to settle squabbles between landowners.
gotcha.
So it's become cumbersome. So it doesn't surprise me that they would say, it benefits more the county
Right,
in an unincorporated area than it would the city.
right,
And the city, I hate that the mayor is gone. If
Right.
not, he could address it. But I don't think they're in a position to undertake anything outside of their city limits.
okay,
So.
Commissioner Hector, I know it would be good to go into the City of Presidio's agendas, past agendas. I know that there was a agenda item on there to apply for some funds.
Great.
Alongside those, but I don't know where that got.
right, yeah, thank you.
Any other questions?
Just updates. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ramon.
Agenda item number 7, and I'll toss it over to Commissioner. Here's history.
Actually, this is one that, Robert Davis, who is one of my constituents, brought to me, and so I put it forth as an agenda item. It is to discussion to review all paved road maintenance in Presidio County, budget, labor requirements, procedures, and staffing. And Mr. Davis is here, and I believe we also requested that our road and bridge superintendent, Ruben, be able to address a lot of these.
Okay.
So, Robert, would you like to come forward, introduce yourself, and tell us what you are wanting us to exactly look at?
Robert Davis, Marco, resident, Salsa Puentes. I've been here, Judge, since September, talking about the potholes and the street maintenance in Salsa Puentes. So far, nothing's been done.
Nothing's been done.
Nothing's been done. I
Nothing.
did send the maintainer out.
Okay.
So
So something was done.
not about the potholes, the maintainer of the potholes are not related.
Okay, nothing was done about potholes.
Nothing's done about potholes.
Go ahead.
We clearly have money. We have $1 million in the bank. we don't have money for the basic milling and tar, cast, shovel, come out and fill the potholes? Found that hard to believe. Now, I believe, Judge, that you told me that we were expecting 10,000 pounds of millings free from TxDOT. Where is that? One of my neighbors received 60,000 pounds of millings from the city of Marfa. The millings, Judge, as you know, come from when they grind up the roads.
Mhm.
Marfa's had 3 big projects, including Russell Street, which I thought would never happen. The millings went somewhere. They went to one of my neighbors, his yard, his personal private yard. I don't know how that happened. But if you drive out to Van Horn, there is a pile like Mount Millings. We can't get that from TxDOT. We need 1 truckload.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say this, starting to sound like Bernie Sanders' uncle, but we need to get this resolved.
Yeah.
It's not the whole county. I've spoken to several of the commissioners in person, yourself in person a couple of times. What's the deal? What's the holdup?
So I'll tell you,
Yes,
TxDOT allows the county judge to request an allocation.
okay,
I don't set the allocation amounts. I will tell you that the last memorandum that I submitted to request materials from TxDOT, I requested 4 times the amount that they typically give out. It was denied. The materials that you see on the road, actually, even though it looks like it's used road-based material, but it has a value. And construction companies buy it. And very often what happens is TxDOT sells it. They sell it back to construction companies or other uninterested people. So I wish there was a way I could change the allocation and the amounts. As far as the allotment that we have as a county, I guess I'm gonna let Mr. Carrasco.
We normally ask for more than million on a yearly basis.
Yeah.
And we only start receiving $10,000 from material.
Yeah.
12,000 and then when they gave us the material, they say, go pick up the material that we give you. We're not giving you donate for this much money. So we're going to pick up
we're talking about 2 different things here. One is buying material from TxDOT, which you're right, does have street value. The other idea is allocated free material. I believe I understood, they give out at least 10,000 pounds of free material. How much material do we need to fill the potholes and salsa plates? That's the basic question.
Okay.
So did I hear you say that you put forth a request, but you did not get anything allocated?
I did. I got
Okay.
them. I got the standard allocation given to us. And I'd have to go back through my emails to look
Sure.
exactly what I requested and what they actually gave us.
And that's for
but
this
it's-
fiscal year?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So,
So we have received 10,000 pounds, where did it go? That's the question. Where is it?
not in my yard.
Okay.
Mr. Carrasco?
We have received, when we prepare the list of materials that the county is requesting, there's a donation for certain amount on a yearly basis, it goes up to more than what we know they're willing to go to. Let's say on that because they put it in the money. If we add for 1 ton of fetching material, they say, this ton because the county people that much money. So they say, the county commissioner may say, well, they give us 10 tons. That's what we get. And we normally get some, they tell us from this yard, the Texas CSP yard, we can here in Marfa,
Yeah.
or from the one that they have in Presidio.
In Presidio, Hotel, yeah.
So Ruben,
Sometimes from the league, but they don't get it from the league.
Ruben, did we get free millings this fiscal year?
Did we buy any millings this year, last year?
No.
In the past?
No,
Never bought it?
No.
Got it for free?
no. We got it for free, yes.
Where did it go?
For
Okay.
free, I cannot say for free because the Texas Department of Transportation allocated so much money to be donated to the county.
Oh, I got it, okay.
I
So,
cannot say it's free.
Yeah.
It's something that the county has for material.
I will say this, the last, I'm gonna say 3 years, budget years, we've operated in the red. Now, we're talking about savings, and then we're talking about, our budget, right? Where we spend our monies. And at every point, I think we cut off your requested budget this year, during the budget process. I think we cut it by 250,000, 300,000.
For pension materials.
Yeah.
So we can
Yeah.
fetch more.
I will say this, or let me ask you a general question. How many miles of road is the county, is your department responsible for?
paved roads,
I'm sorry?
paved roads or?
Payroll, it's about, 4 to 5 miles.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, total roads,
Payroll.
total roads,
About 300 miles.
about 300 miles. Where are the paved roads that you maintain?
We maintain some in the city of Marfa jurisdiction, some in the city of Presidio jurisdiction, very few in Loma Pelona area, and very few in Candelaria. Those are the ones that we county pay.
Yeah.
The one that we do here in Marfa is within the jurisdiction of the city of Marfa.
Okay.
The one that we do in Presidio is within the city jurisdiction of the city of Marfa.
Are you saying, Mr. Carrasco, this also plays in the city of Marfa?
No.
Is it in the extraterritorial jurisdiction? I believe if you read the statute, it says if they annex that through the extraterritorial jurisdiction, that they are responsible. But what I read, the city was responsible for the road, part of the road that's in my precinct. If you read the statute, it says they're responsible for that, law enforcement and some other things.
But you have been annexed. Salsapuedas
No,
has
it's
not
just-
been annexed.
Just extraterritorial, it's just
Okay.
extraterritorial jurisdiction. It's
Okay.
the same as them.
Okay,
If you read that statute, or the last one I read said that they are actually responsible.
so
Now,
Robert, as I
it
have
doesn't mean they
discussed
do it.
with you before, I have started a conversation with one of the council members of the city of Marfa.
Which one?
Mark Morrison. And they have that one piece of machinery,
Gotcha.
the patcher that I believe the previous city administrator actually went through the process and had it repaired. And I said, Mark, we have an issue in Salsapuedas. Is there any way we can come together? They have been waiting to get, right now, they're without a city administrator, they're without a secretary. And they have much bigger issues they're dealing with in the city of Marfa. But I'm happy to follow up with Mark Morrison to find out, can we get them to work with us on the potholes in Salsapuedas? Because they have the equipment. And obviously you've identified that the city of Marfa had way more millings than the county got, correct?
No, I've never said that. I don't know where that idea came from. What I'm saying
You were
is,
talking about all your neighbors getting all these millings.
my neighbor in Salsapuedas is a private citizen who got some merchandise, some material from the city of Marfa. No idea how.
So that's
But it-
what I'm speaking to.
Okay, so if you're saying that we're gonna do an MOU with the city of Marfa, the sheriff's office.
I didn't say we were doing an MOU. I said that we would come to an agreement, because this has been a situation not only in Marfa, it's also in Presidio, right, Ruben? Where whenever we get into the ETJ, it's like, who is responsible? And I think it's time for us to come up with, I know it would help you, right?
Basically, what I've been asking the to this position is to clarify in writing, not just by verbal saying, who's responsible for what, so that nobody's pointing fingers to anyone. And the way to solve it is, this is ETJ from here to there, the map shows where it is, and all it did is come up with a agreement in between County Presidio, city of Presidio and city of one. Who's
Right.
responsible for what?
Right,
Outside the APJ, I know that the family is.
right.
Okay. Inside the city of Presidio, inside the city of Marfa, I know that the cities are. In the EPJ, normally, the county is doing the work. Being the jurisdiction of the city of Presidio or the city of Marfa.
There's something there's something that will help the cities of Presidio and Marfa.
Well, to me, the basic way to do is to get an agreement between county officials and city officials and come up with a solution. Who's gonna be responsible for what? Right?
I know there's Presidio full of potholes. That's one of my issue that how can we allocate the money? How can we use it legally so that we can
We
not
don't
have this problem?
we normally come, whenever we receive fetching materials, we get some loads for city of Presidio, some loads to be used here in city of Marfa area.
Right.
And very little for the community of Loma Pelona, because the damages are very minor, and very little for the community of Candelaria, because the damages are very minor.
So Ruben, when you say we get some loads for these cities, we get the loads and we just give them to the cities so they can do the work?
Sometimes if they ask us, we give it to the city. And if not, then we use it our own.
Okay.
We normally get 3 to 4 loads of 12 cubic yards per year.
For free.
No, it's not, well, it's, but
How much should that cost?
Well, I think what he's saying is labor, time,
Sure, I understand.
fuel, et cetera, has a cost. It's not, nothing's free, I guess is what he's saying. So I think this is a thing where I like where you're headed with it. So you're asking as the road and bridge administrator, you're saying, I want some clarity of the relationship between the cities and the county. And I think this is a great place where we can all come together and put our heads together and say, you know, maybe we do at least evaluate. The equipment is expensive. The materials are expensive. But maybe the two cities and the county can come together to work on this unified problem, which is roads.
I believe Commissioner Knight said that he's seen this somewhere written that it's the city of Marfa in the economic zone. Is that
Oh,
right?
the extraterritorial jurisdiction. They,
Send that to me.
sir,
You can look up the code online,
yeah,
Is it in the Texas government code?
try on the, transportation code.
Transportation code,
I
okay.
think so. That's what I was told, and what I saw was that they're actually responsible if it's if they've taken it in extraterritorial
The
jurisdiction.
code is open to everybody, you can look it up.
Yeah.
Local government code,
And-
the transportation code.
Right,
Okay.
check it. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw.
Would you, and then I'll just make a recommendation to Mr. Carrasco. Cesar Leiva with the city of Presidio is trying out some new material. He seems very satisfied with it. I don't know what it costs. It comes in these big stacks.
Bags.
But apparently it's the newest and greatest patching material out there. You might want to go look to see what it costs, and to see if it's feasible. Yeah.
I think the city of Martha had done that a few years back, right? When Anne Marie Knopfinger was the mayor and they were going around trying to patch those holes. Do you recall that?
Only there, they bought a $49,000 machine. It was 3 years, never registered.
Right.
They paid insurance on it, long story. Now it's been registered in the city of Marfa, it's still sitting. Cobwebs.
So Robert, are you going to the city of Martha and having this discussion with them?
My feeling is, no, actually, no.
Okay.
My thought is, and my feeling is, and it's also put is the county. Anything east of Alameda Creek is the county.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, until I'm proven otherwise, that's what everybody else thinks.
Mm-hmm.
The police don't come. All that they do in the city of, in Salsa Buenas is city related, is water. And I have no idea what else.
Water and
EMS.
sewage.
EMS.
Yeah,
Yeah,
EMS,
Right.
fire,
yes,
right.
fire.
yes, they did.
Yes, they were out there the other day.
Yeah.
And would you concur that most of those potholes that occur that we have to look at is after the city has come in and done a water or sewer line repair
No,
and then,
no. Potholes are just potholes. In the ground is in there. Yeah, you go to the end.
when you purchased your place, they were there.
And they came right in, and the county came out and prepared it.
So this is a discussion only. I guess
Yeah.
we'll move on.
Yeah.
But I think it's something that we could approach Ms. Park about and say if
Okay.
maybe we can get a meeting together between the mayors
Okay.
and maybe a member of the commission or myself.
Yeah, one time, yeah, and I'm not saying just because it's in the extraterritorial jurisdiction, the county doesn't have some responsibility, because those were on county roads.
Yes,
But it should be, if that statute is correct, which I believe it is, it says they shall maintain. It should be word am I looking for? Both entities should be looking at doing it.
exactly.
Yeah.
We know how to cooperate.
Yeah.
Finally.
So I'll remind everybody, it's just a discussion item only. And thank you so much. We appreciate it. Good luck.
Thank you.
And we'll move on to agenda item number 8. Discussion with action to reinstate the Presidio County burn ban.
Okay, unfortunately, Gary Mitchke's mother passed away and he is traveling, and should be out. They haven't planned the funeral yet. So this is just, basically a reinstatement of the Presidio County burn ban. It will be lasting for 90 days. They did this yesterday in, Brewster County. We are in the fire season. Some of us are keenly aware of that after the fire yesterday in Presidio. The 90 days will end just before our July 4th weekend. So we will come back to the court again and make sure that we're covered for July 4th. So I guess I'm asking the court to give the emergency management coordinator permission to reinstate the Presidio County burn ban.
Discussion? Concerns? Motions?
I move we reinstate the Presidio County burn ban.
That's right.
I have a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Agenda item number 9, Presidio County Sheriff Danny Dominguez, discussion with action to authorize the Presidio County Sheriff's Office to take over management and operations of the old road and bridge yards.
Morning.
Morning.
So I think it was in February, we had a community event, where Commissioner Hissler and I were having a conversation.
Heisler.
Yes.
I'm gonna help you with that.
Yeah, we're having a conversation about the needs of the sheriff's office. One of the main needs that we have is, the space. Currently, we have all our equipment, vehicles kind of scattered around with different entities. We have some at the ISD, we have some at the city, fire department. So, I mean, when we started having these conversations, it had to do with the winter, issues that we might have, having generators, you know, we said, where can we park a generator if we needed it? We don't have a place.
Right.
So the idea of taking over the road and bridge yard, was brought up.
Right.
So.
The one right off,
Sheriff Dominguez.
right off of Dally?
Yeah, the old one.
Yeah.
Is that the one sort of downtown?
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
county corner from the Big Gun Telephone.
Yeah.
And, you know, the needs for that is have a place to put our vehicles. Not only that, it has a gate, you know, and it has a fence around it. When we have a seized vehicle, we have it pretty much out in plain sight. You know, if they have you know, whoever we take it from, if they have another key to it, they can just go get it and drive off in it, right? That wouldn't be very good. So, you know, Sheriff and I were talking about it. I said, you know what, if we do take over this yard, we could possibly put some cameras on it, take over the utilities, use it for a lot of things, you know, have a place for our deputies to go and do some maintenance on the vehicles, have some shaded areas, park the vehicles that we have as spares, our command center, ATVs, things like that. So that's what we're asking today. There's a possibility of us being able to take over that yard. It'll be very useful for us. We've had the need for a long time. We just didn't have a space available, but I think that they're looking into completing the new road and bridge yard.
Right.
So this would be a space that would be very valuable to us. You,
Mr. Carrasco, do you have anything to ask?
Yeah, well,
Any objection?
was telling Commissioner Heisen, and we were planning hopefully finish in this year.
Right.
So we can move everything from there and try using it as any other, or any other department, in this case, with the same department.
Yeah.
Right now, we have everything in there, we meet there, on a daily basis, 4 days of daily, we meet in there, we still have a few places in there. And we use it continuously or daily. But the other one, we start using it part-time, which is where we move our mechanical issues over in that. But the main office is that we're using it, there's no finish there. But we plan on doing with this approval that you already made. Like to finish at least the offices, so that we can move the new facility and empty the office.
So do you don't have an objection to it, but do you want a certain time frame?
Yeah, for them to wait until we finish the new office.
So a year?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Depending on how well it goes. My plan, my projection, my future is that probably by the end of the fiscal year, we'll be through and moving to the new office.
Ruben, can you help me? Because when I discussed this with you, you had no issue at all.
No.
And, that was the day that you and I actually met. And I've been over to the old yard and we have moved all the generators out of there because we're getting them serviced out. And so you're saying that you're still using the old yard. I didn't see that.
Yeah, we need to do this, but we meet every day, because you know, when we had all the electrical and everything needed for us to meet.
How will it take for you guys to move
The new one,
before finishing?
the new one,
Because if you're just meeting, you just function, or I don't know what you're doing.
so we need in there, for any given team, we have restrooms and everything.
Oh, you don't have restaurant, oh,
We're
yeah.
not ready.
Right.
And the employees give their vehicles there. Yeah, I've seen that, that's why,
We meet,
I always go through there and see the.
that we meet in there daily, and then we meet for every reason we need to meet, we meet in.
But you don't have any heavy equipment there?
No.
No
No.
dump
Only
trucks?
have the wheel.
No.
Is it would, how about this? And I go back to the same thing. I'm sure you guys want to start using it now.
Right.
At least moving some equipment in. Would there be any conflict if they started moving in some of their stuff?
Right.
That's right, that's it. We only use, we use 3 pickups, the wheel divider, on a daily basis. And the other one, sometimes we leave in the wheel yard, sometimes in the same space.
Yeah.
But there's space that you need there, we can do.
You want it more for
We
the
make them
security.
lock, then we lock.
You want it more for the security of
Right.
equipment that,
right, I mean, we
Yeah.
want to have everything in one place.
Right.
You know, we have, like I said, you mentioned, we have things scattered around, but, you know, ultimately, if there's a space, like a room or, you know,
Right.
we do have an issue of, I mean, we have our evidence room stuff at the
Yeah.
Presidio, we have our evidence room, you know, stuff in market here.
Yeah.
So sometimes we do have things that we can secure, but I would have no problem in the meantime, being able to share.
sure,
I think that we, depending on how well protected you need to be, because the new yard, we already fenced all around.
Mhm.
We have gates all over. And when you need space in, and you say this space, we prepare for you, in case you need temporary, by the time we finish the new.
Right, and I guess, by, you know, pretty much having control of the area, we would be able to put cameras in there,
Right,
security.
yeah.
Anybody going in and out. Now, that area is right smack in the middle of downtown Presidio, right? So a lot of traffic through there sometimes, so cameras would be definitely, a point, you know, that we need to start on.
no, and that's the thing, when they seize a vehicle,
Mhm.
it has to have a level of security where somebody planted something in my vehicle, and I've seen it happen. Actually, I was part of one of them where, they went and ran a dog after the fact and they found more narcotics in it, and then, you have to have, who has access to it, not the general public, not, you know, no disrespect to you and your guys.
Right.
But
So Ruben, is there no electricity to the new shop already?
No, like this.
So that's not in place and you did,
For the shop.
Yeah.
There's electricity.
I thought so.
For the office, there's no electricity.
Right.
There's no electricity. I mean, the sewer pipe are installed, but not all of it.
Okay, yeah, I remember seeing that. And are you saying you finally completed all four sides of the fencing over at the
Yeah.
new? So is there any way that we can work out where, that y'all can start meeting in the shop? Or, and you also have an office at the annex, right?
Yeah, we have the main office is in the office.
Right, right. And I'm just thinking about because of the sensitivity of law enforcement and what they need. They needed it 2 years ago.
We needed it, yeah, a long time ago.
Or we can do it different ways. This one that I know. Get together, figure out the best way for us to move everything out. And then we completely abandon or give it someone else to keep another, we have a food fencing.
Yeah,
It's a food fence.
Fuel tank, but that can be moved over to the other shop, right?
Yeah, we can do it.
Okay.
I mean, I guess we can consider a wait of weeks, you know, give enough time to do the transfer. But like, yeah, for security purposes, if we start putting impound vehicles in there, even our head office vehicles, sometimes, you know, they need to be secured with all the equipment we have.
Right.
And I don't think anybody would wanna be liable for anything that might
No.
come missing, so we would be having 100% control of that.
I'll put it that easy. I'll get together with the guys tomorrow in the morning, so we can start moving things out.
Perfect.
And then we can meet in the shop. By the time we finish the new office.
Right.
But and this we know that in the shop we have electricity, we don't have the toilet yet, but we can temporarily install one.
I was gonna suggest that the toilets be the first part of the new labor thing that you're working on.
The restroom, but we don't have the toilet installed. We have everything but not installed.
Okay.
And I will wait to the roof on it. But it is a fact that
Right, I mean, if we can just have a estimated time, you know.
30 days, 60 days?
let me go over with the rest of the guys to figure out how long it's gonna be taken, and keep in mind that one of the rooms is being used by the maintenance department. Just one room, you know,
Right.
one small room. They have many things in there too. I think probably need to go over with that bed or commissioner. So in my opinion, to remove everything is not gonna take us that long.
Like 30 days? Okay, we can pass a motion contingent upon 30 days.
Any other discussion?
While we move it, I'll let you know that.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'm gonna move that we approve, we authorize the Presidio County Sheriff's Office to take over management and operations of the old road and bridge yard within the next 30 days contingent upon the road bridge crew moving out.
Okay, I have a motion. I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Welcome. Agenda item number 10, discussion with action to authorize the purchase of 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 trucks for the Presidio County Sheriff's Office through Safeware utilizing the Omnia Partners Cooperative Purchasing Contract. Vehicles will be funded by the Operation Lone Star State Grant Program. Approval of this item authorizes the use of the cooperative purchasing contract in lieu of a separate competitive bid process.
Morning, Judge.
Morning.
Commissioner.
Morning.
Yeah, so we're requesting authorization to purchase the 2025 Chevy Silverados, using the Operational Star Grant funds. Total cost is $205,059.82. As the agenda item says, we're purchasing through Safeware, so we're basically utilizing the county's cooperative purchasing authority under the Omnia Partners contract, which has already been competitively bid and satisfies the procurement requirements. As we all know, Presidio County is a large rural jurisdiction. Our patrol vehicles operate in rugged terrain and high mileage conditions. And most of the vehicles that we currently have in daily service are already approaching or over 50,000 miles. And that includes the last 4 trucks we purchased with Operation Lone Star Grant back in 2022. So these new trucks that we're getting, they will also be used as patrol vehicles, and the law enforcement equipment installation will be also funded separately through the Operation Lone Star grant. Yep, and that's pretty much it. The dealer is holding these vehicles for us. They are ready to go at this time. That's why we have the invoice on the bills, as well, so that, with the court's approval, we'll be able to go ahead and make this a quick transaction.
Does the sheriff's office have I know there's many, law enforcement agencies have a set number of miles for pursuit vehicles. Does
We
it-
don't,
you-
I mean, we basically use them until it's just not financially, available anymore. We haven't, in the last 3 or 4 years, we've actually disposed of 12 Stone Garden vehicles, Stone Garden funded vehicles. Number 13 will be on the agenda for the next meeting. And, again, like that truck, the turbo's going out, the transmission is going out, the air conditioner doesn't work. It has over 147,000 miles on it. So, that's essentially, the condition that most of our vehicles are in once, we make to surplus or dispose of them.
Okay, so you probably will retire an equivalent amount from the fleet?
I mean, so for right now, we have one. The thing is, we don't have a lot of, spare vehicles at this time. However, we must have extra vehicles because, so we have the sheriff, we have 6 deputies, we have 2 grant funded deputies. If one unit goes down, we need to have extra units to put that person in.
Right.
So, I mean, eventually, yes, we will. But at this time right now, we just have the one that we're looking to offload.
And I'm just being nosy. I know you guys need the vehicles and, I'm just curious, it's more curious than anything. Does the Stone Garden, like if a vehicle has outworn its usefulness as a pursuit vehicle, do you give an opportunity to other departments within the sheriff's office, within the county to
Sure.
adopt those?
Yep, so the way that it works is, so we have to declare it surplus in Commissioner's Court, and then at that time, any county department is able to purchase it. They have to purchase it at fair market value, and then those funds go back into the Stone Garden, account.
So it's not just a transfer, it's got money attached to it.
That's
Okay.
correct, yes,
I
now
think
there's money.
I think there's a valuation. If it has a value of more than 5,000, then
Yeah.
you have to either give them the option to come, you have to give it back to Stone Garden,
Right,
or you can purchase it.
right,
If it has a value over so much.
gotcha.
So,
Correct, and so the truck, that we're gonna put up for surplus at the next meeting has a value of over $12,000, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
again, it has all these mechanical issues, so.
nobody would ever pay 12,000 for it, I promise.
Right.
I'm a former state employee. I know exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to make a motion, if you're,
Yes,
okay. I'm gonna move that we authorize the purchase of 3 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 trucks for the Presidio County Sheriff's Office through Safeware, utilizing the Omnia Partners Cooperative Purchasing Contract, period.
okay.
Second.
I have a motion. I have a second by Commissioner Escondrillas. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Judge, thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 11. Discussion with action to approve the mutual aid fire EMS agreement between the counties of Brewster, Jeff Davis, Pecos, Presidio, and Terrell County.
So, folks, this came up when, we had our recent cold snap. We lent Jeff Davis County one of our generators, for their warming hut. And one of the things that, Judge Evans, who came and picked it up, referred to that we had this tri-county agreement. And he had already signed off his, but Brewster and Presidio needed to sign off ours. So this is just housekeeping. I believe it's on your drive. It's very self-explanatory. This is where we just in good faith, work together with our community partners, our county partners. This is the exact same agreement that Jeff Davis has signed off of last year. Brewster County, just did it in February.
So, one of my questions is, if we share equipment and there is return costs, who incurs the return costs?
You know, I talked to the judges about this, and Joe may be able to talk better about it. But there is a given understanding, if there is a repair breakdown, whoever, if like, and I said that to Judge Evans when he took the generator. And I said, you break it, you fix it? And he said, yes.
And got Friday, I'm sorry,
I don't know that it is detailed in there.
I would like to have that informed if we may,
Okay, so you want me to amend this?
if possible, because, it's just for their safety too. If we break their equipment,
Right.
they would obviously want us to pay for that, and it's always better to have something in mind. Like, we don't just approve payments, people say, oh, you broke it,
Right. Right.
so. We can ask,
So you feel it needs to be in this agreement, but it couldn't be part of a conversation if this ever comes up? Okay. Okay, I wish I would have known that
I'm
earlier.
sorry, I couldn't finish.
That's okay.
Oh.
So basically what I will do is go back. Can we approve this with contingent upon putting some kind of language about the payment of repairs?
Absolutely.
You are an auditor, aren't you?
Sorry.
Well, there's a,
Are you
there's
paying
an
it?
item, yeah, but it says that they're not to reimburse, so we should just rephrase them.
Okay, look at, section, 4.
No? Yeah, forums. I'm not good.
It's okay, I know, it kind of blew me away. So, what it states, Madam Auditor, is no party to this agreement shall reimburse any other party for any or all costs incurred by such party in providing services. I think the services is
Yeah.
dealing with our EMS, our fire
Yeah.
folks going on. That's not dealing with,
Equipment down.
Or they could win them.
equipment damage.
What do you thinking the verbiage should be? Something like, cause I see where you're going with this. If we
Yeah.
have an employee that's hurt, that we send, I don't know, road and bridge over, go knock down with our motor grader. Motor grader catches on fire, one of our employees gets hurt. Do we seek damages from these? Yeah, yeah.
I think that it's super basic, I'm not sure on the level. But maybe a contingent upon adding revisions to damages and other aspects of the agreement.
So if you look at, section 7, each party to this agreement waives all claims against the other for compensation for any loss, damage, personal injury, workers' compensation claims, or death that might occur during the party's participation in activities listed in this agreement.
Did Blair review this agreement?
That would,
I have sent this to Blair 3 weeks ago.
I just don't feel comfortable the way for it, if you don't have, if the county's gonna be committed to paying all repairs or damages in that aspect.
You're making good points.
The equipment of other counties might be better than what we have, so covering those costs in case of incidents might be very costly.
Okay, so would you prefer that we table this?
Is there an urgency to that agreement? I'm sorry.
No, we've been operating under it for years. We're just trying to formalize and, I mean, I certainly made that generator available to Jeff Davis County.
I think it's one of those things, if Judge Hennington or Judge Evans called me and said, dude, I need some backup, I need
Right.
some help, and I'm
Right.
just gonna say yes.
Right.
So,
Of you guys do that, that if you're having something formal in writing, then it would be best to have it be very.
The other entities have already approved this.
Yes, they have.
We're the only, we're the
We're
odd
the
man out.
only ones that have not approved this yet.
It doesn't seem poorly written.
No, no. In fact, they upgraded the previous one from 2003, I believe. So,
Do any of the other commissioners have concerns about this?
I don't.
I know our auditor does, and I applaud her for that.
well, we've waited this long. I'm happy to table this and go back to, I did.
Okay.
Right, I did put it in front of the attorney, but as we all know, she just had a baby.
Yeah.
So I'm not expecting her to get back to us, but I would rather, maybe the other counties hadn't contemplated this. So, I will, take it to Blair to review and work with you on the language. So I'm gonna move that we. No.
Okay, so I have
I'm gonna make a motion that we table this.
okay. I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Agenda item number 13, discussion with action to approve an invoice from Vince Fuentes.
No, we jumped over.
I'm sorry.
12.
I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
okay.
spacing out.
That's
Number
okay.
12, discussion with action to approve mutual aid intergovernmental agreement for emergency and disaster relief between the counties of Brewster, Jeff Davis, Presidio, and Isleta del Sur, Puebla.
Right. So I went to a meeting the other day with the tribe, and they have been trying to, with the suggestion from Brewster County Judge Greg Hennington, to come up with a mutual aid intergovernmental agreement for emergency and disaster relief. This was in front of Brewster County yesterday, and I suspect in front of Jeff Davis County yesterday. I was at Brewster County, they approved it. And it's just basically that we're once again wanting to help all of our neighbors. This is more dealing with emergency, mutual assistance in emergency response, disaster relief, law enforcement support, fire protection, and anything to do with disaster or emergency type of issues.
We had an email, Kari.
Yes.
What was his name? Jose Mata. Is that right?
I think it was Jason.
Yeah, you're probably
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I know they had reached out, and at our last Council of Governments meetings, it was brought up.
Right.
So
Yeah, Jason sent, so last night when we were dealing with the fire, Jason and I were working out the final issues. And he just gave us direction on if we approve this, how they'd like to receive it back, you know.
Where is the Isleta del Sur, Puebla?
Socorro,
No.
El Paso.
So,
But this is dealing also with the Chillicote Ranch.
the
That's-
big was.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't know where it came from.
That's where we met last week.
They're part of the Council of Governments.
Are they?
So, yeah, and so and they've noticed the same thing we have. There's El Paso overwhelms that Council of Governments as far as voting.
Yes.
And the distribution of monies. And this is just another example of how we would, tethered as a team, we would be available for more grants and other opportunities.
And it is also, Buddy, you may be aware, there's a real dead zone with radio down on Chispa Road and stuff. And so entering into this agreement, they are actually going to be putting up a new tower on the Chillicote. And with their help, we're able to get TDEM to work with us to do an actual check on all of our radio coverage from the Chinate Tower and the Mount Livermore Tower, and see where the best location. So part of the meeting was about this, the other part was about radio coverage.
Interoperability and coverage.
Exactly.
All along from, there's so many dead zones. As soon as our EMS and sheriff's office, as soon as they pass Alamito Creek, it's gone. And so if they're out doing a rescue at Close Canyon, there's nothing. They have nothing. Unless you have a satellite phone. So it's something that's been in the work for a couple of years. Unfortunately, when they earmarked some money, and then they came back and they froze everything, it kind of died off on the vine. But they're trying to revive it to get that. But I know the sheriff had requested at least 2 new repeaters that will cover the southern portion of Presidio County.
Well, you struck a chord with me when talking about, I've been to represent Presidio County some COG meetings.
Yeah.
And I know exactly what goes on.
Yeah. So. Again, this is just neighbors being neighborly.
Right. And actually, the tribe has many more resources than we do.
I know they have a casino.
Right.
I've never
Did they
visited
close it? Didn't they close it finally?
for a while, and then I think
Got
it's
it
back
open
open.
again. You know, the agreement.
Yeah.
This is a sidebar. The agreement with the state of Texas was if they were declared a tribe, they wouldn't open a casino. And then they
opened it.
immediately opened the casino and said, shut us down.
Okay, so any other discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that, we approve a mutual aid intergovernmental agreement for emergency and disaster relief between the counties of Brewster, Jeff Davis, Presidio, and Isleta del Cerro Pueblo.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. Thank y'all so much.
You're welcome. Agenda item number 13, discussion with action to approve an invoice from Vince Fuentes for damage done to his tire from a county cattle guard.
Yes, sir. A couple of months ago, I believe Mr. Fuentes dropped an invoice. Usually we don't pay for damage to people's vehicles, because, we have a line of people saying that tire got damaged by the county, and there's no real way to prove that. So Mr. Carrasco sent me an email. He did say that that cattle guard was responsibility of the county. He went and assessed the damage, and he is reporting that he feels the damage is the responsibility of the county. So that's why I'm putting this decision in the county commissioner's hands. I do not feel comfortable paying for tire repairs for any individual. So I will leave this decision to you guys.
What is the amount?
The amount is $194.75.
And I guess your biggest concern, it sets precedent.
It says.
And, but in talking with, Ruben Carrasco, he's saying, yeah, you know what? We had some rough edges and so he's confirming probably our fault.
Yes, sir.
And, obviously a couple of $100 is not enough to trigger an insurance claim through us. And to spend any kind of litigation on this wouldn't be very wise either. I don't think it's unreasonable to ask for $194, and I understand precedents.
That's up to you guys.
Yeah, the way Ruben explained to me was that long plate next to the kettle guard was on top of it, and it was welded. And I guess with so much time, it broke.
It did.
And somebody placed it there.
Yeah.
So when the vehicle came by, it
just
slid
ripped
and hit on that,
Right.
on that edge of it.
And
I
I
think-
actually got pictures of the tire and it was.
Well, I would think, number one, let's be grateful nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not a claim for medical or more damage. The vehicle didn't roll over. It's just a tire.
Just the tire.
It's just a tire.
When I first heard of this, I was opposed because of the precedent, but after having conversations with Ruben and with Vince.
Yeah.
I am in support of us approving this invoice.
And let's not look at it as setting precedents. Let's
Right.
look at it as, it's the right thing to do at the right time for the right reason. and we'll evaluate every instance that comes before us. So it's not precedent, it's just the situation. It's in. Okay, any other discussion?
Cattle guard, fault, and
It was. And thankfully, this brought it to our attention and Ruben and his crew have repaired it once there.
Okay.
Yeah.
in the back of my mind, that one thought, how fast was he going when he hit it?
Well, it was his wife and she doesn't drive that fast.
Mine does.
I'm not.
My wife is an unsafe driver. She shouldn't have a license. She disregards speed limit.
Right.
She's lazy to put her seatbelt on. Yeah.
And you're a former GPS.
Yeah. And I've told her. And I rat her out all the time.
How'd that work out for you?
It doesn't. It doesn't.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the invoice from Vince Fuentes for damage done to his tire from a county cattle guard in the amount of $194.75.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Welcome. Miss Utley, you have been sitting over there patiently and you saw everybody else getting exempt and pushed up and you're like that. Please let it be me. Please let it be me. Thank you. Thank you so much. I wanna recognize a very special guest. I hate that I didn't do it earlier. Judge, how are you?
Doing good, doing good.
All right. You know, usually you're supposed to get a courtesy call when another county judge comes into your territory. So what you should have done is stopped at the county line and made a quick phone call. Hey, can I come in or not? So, I've known, I have a long storied history with the judge. My brother-in-law, may rest in peace, and my sister-in-law they've been working with you for what, 20, 30, they've been knowing you for what, 30 years?
30 years.
Yeah. And we bumped into each other at Baby Judges School in Lubbock. And it was just by happenstance. And it was during a horrible, horrible winter storm. And we were locked in the hotel. You couldn't leave. And then these crazy girls were at a conference, my wife included. I don't know who else was there, Mercy, Yvette, and they bump into each other. And 6 degrees, they find out that the husbands are stuck over here and they're over there. So, but please, agenda item number 19, discuss, consider, and possibly approve Lone Star Strategy Group LLC to apply for the HB 500 Water Infrastructure Grant Funds.
Thank you, Judge Portillo and Commissioners. So this opportunity is one that I heard at the Water in the Desert Conference that I attended. And as always, looking out for Presidio County and all of its residents. And this is one that really hits it at one of the problems we always have, the water infrastructure and all the Colonia, where we have people in residence. But I'll leave it at that and I'll take it over to the expert in grant.
Hello, Commissioners, Judge, welcome aboard, Commissioner. I was glad to be here. Dave got sworn in. My father was a county commissioner for 24 years, and then now I have a county judge in the family, so this is kind of life for me. And I am the president and owner of Lone Star Strategy Group, and we have been working on your county grants for the last 2 years. We've been in existence for 8 years, and we have Ramon as our local representation and employee of Lone Star Strategy Group. So when I'm not here, Ramon is, and I usually attend virtually. We live about 7.5 hours down south. But we come here quarterly and come visit with everybody and kind of see what's going on. But this particular grant, I know Ramon mentioned where he heard it at. We were at a summit at the Capitol last month as well, that 2 of the legislators put together, and we broke out into 6 different workshops for all the different agencies. And this was one that the Texas Water Development Board brought to us as a one-time opportunity. This is a grant that I feel is great for Presidio, as we've been tasked to bring grants that do not carry a match. And this is one that can pay up to $5 million and without a match. So this was a big one for us to bring to you all. And I think that you have a need. I know that there was some funding that was turned down previously or had to be due to audits. But I believe that this one is kind of set aside, while audits are important and looked at. This one, is going to be a little different than anything that y'all have applied for in the past. And so what we're asking for is, just permission from the court, to move forward. And that's not with us saying what projects, how much money, any of that. This is just permission to move forward with these discussions and to, the next agenda item would be to procure, an engineering firm that could help us and help you all, see what is the best, value that we could get for a project and to get the most out of that application. So that is what this first, agenda item is for, Judge.
Okay. So do you guys have, do you know, is it specifically for counties? Is it for cities and counties? Is it?
It is for cities, it is for counties. It is not for water districts.
Okay.
Counties can apply for water districts, but this one is specifically for cities or counties.
Okay, because I know that's something with our water district. I know they have a lot of projects pending, including the one we were just discussing, Las Pampas, and the ones we're discussing, like, infrastructure. I know that upgrades that are needed in Redford and everywhere else, all of our colonias.
Yada, Shafter.
Yeah, yeah.
I know that, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the money cannot be used for public water supplies, right?
For it,
Okay.
It can if it's to help with the efforts of drinking water. You can apply as a county and then you would in turn basically gift it, but you're still kind of responsible for it. You would oversee that the funding is used for what it's needed, but you can pass it on to a water district.
To a water district, but, okay, so what I'm talking about, because this has come up a couple times, and water is my passion, so thank y'all for bringing this forward.
Yes.
Is that, public water supplies, that's what's in our colonias. It's not the water district.
You can still use that for them, for a special district. Yes,
because I had checked into it and I thought, I was told that we couldn't.
Yes, as long as you apply for it, you can oversee that funding going to them for any products that have to do with drinking water.
Okay.
Is it water only? Is it?
It's
wastewater?
No, all drinking water.
Yeah. Okay, so water valves, lift stations.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. New pipes. I mean, everybody's got aging infrastructure.
Well, I go back to the same thing, and that's the uniqueness of where we're at. Like, I have a prior city councilman mayor here. I think they have 2,000 meters in Presidio. Half of them are RF red, and the other half, literally, all the employees for the city have to stop what they're doing and go read meters manually.
Right.
But to change out those meters, it's a couple of $100, $250, $300.
So I'm glad you're bringing that up, Judge, because Ramon and I just had a discussion earlier that this is something, I know that Mayor Ferguson had asked us in the past if we would, maybe present to the council on us coming to help them as well with grant funding. We haven't had that opportunity at this point, kind of waiting on some things, but we wanted to bring this grant to city council as well to apply separately for the city of Presidio for their issues. So we can have that discussion right now. I don't know if it would behoove us, like it'd be best to, they can apply and then you all would apply for basically the colonias or the areas that don't fit in that one, category with the city.
Yeah.
I don't know. You all know your area best.
So what I found out was our water district was looking at this. And when they approached the city of Presidio.
We as city of Presidio.
Yeah.
Okay.
When they approached the city of Presidio, they were like, we're interested in water leaks, and basically told the water district, although it was just Trey, he wasn't representing the water district. It's just that he's done this a lot.
Okay.
They said back off.
Okay.
So it may be right for y'all to walk in there and talk with the city of Presidio. but I think they do have an idea on what they want to use. Have you been going to, I tried to go to their meeting, night before last and it got canceled.
Yeah.
So I don't know where that is. But, you know, Yvette and Ramon, I don't want y'all to shoot me again, but I am gonna bring up, we have a process when we do grants. I did not see that the process was followed for this.
Can you outline the process for me, please?
Well, I think that y'all have received it 3 times, that you're supposed to, get to the auditor's office.
And I submitted.
Oh, this morning, okay, so, sorry, because I have to look in the drive and I was already here, so those got submitted. So good to go.
And
Yeah, so I
You didn't
submitted-
receive it, okay.
From this one.
Okay,
so,
okay.
so, and again,
submitted the agenda item for the report and then the 2 grants.
That's all I'm asking is that we follow a process, y'all.
and the
Okay.
most important thing is, this doesn't obligate us to anything. This just lets us, you guys are gonna throw our name in the hat. And then we'll go from there. And then we'll start to prioritize what the projects are.
And just,
And-
I just, my hopes is that we can move forward because we have been stuck on several before. And it gets tabled, and then by the time it comes back, like that last one, then there's a week to turn in the application, and that's just doesn't make sense. This is due in July, so we have ample time. But to procure an engineer and to get the conversations rolling and everybody agree, we have to kind of move forward.
Okay.
And we'll be talking about that on the next agenda item?
Yes.
The RFQ?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it would just be really important to know, a lot about teamwork. And I think that this opportunity is really good. It'll be something that the communities, be able to, prosper. We
Yeah.
have a lot of communities in Presidio County, but it comes down to that teamwork.
Sure.
As grant writers, we bring these opportunities and this is, where we stand, where we, have to do the work.
Yeah.
But I think to be put out in the public for the taxpayers, I think taxpayers, these are the opportunities that they can take advantage of. And I think that we shouldn't play so much around with it. These are the opportunities that we have in front of us. Let's work together and do it for the county.
I'll say this, because we were just having a discussion earlier about ETJs and the
Right.
city of limits and then the county and who's responsible for what. Here's where there's no question. There's no question. The county is responsible for all of its colonias. So if they live in Shafter, if they live in Candelaria, and they live in Ruidosa and in Redford, amongst others, they look to us. They
Right.
have no governmental entity. We are the entity. They do pay their taxes. And if we have opportunities like this to make their lives safer, and it has benefits, then I think we should explore it.
Oh, you got it. So. Water Development Board, right? Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, that's why I brought up the.
Yeah, it's terrible to deal with them.
Yes.
Another, are currently on phase 2 of the Texas CPBG construction run. I think some of the projects are water projects. Would that interfere with this one?
No, and it tells you on the stipulations that.
It's a
it is
standalone.
Completely its own.
It's a
yeah.
standalone. It's
Okay.
monies that were dedicated under the 89th legislature, kind of like the ambulance thing.
Right.
It's a one-time thing.
Is that one?
It's a one-time thing and that's it. If the chance goes away, it goes away.
And shameless plug for our Senator Blanco was a sponsor of the bill as well.
Yay,
Mhm.
yay.
Okay.
Well, I'd like to move that we approve Lone Star Strategy Group LLC to apply for the HB 500 water infrastructure grant funds.
I have a motion. I have a second by Commissioner Knight. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck. And then agenda item number 20, discuss, consider and possibly approve an RFQ to solicit services for engineering for House Bill 500 for water infrastructure projects on behalf of Presidio County.
And Judge, this procurement process is, we would follow what the standard is. Alicia will help you with that posting, with whatever you need. I know that you're very busy.
Yeah.
But we'll get you the verbiage and everything you need for that.
Yeah, we'll work on the timer.
Okay.
Easy enough. We have to have an RFQ. We need engineers. But it has to go through our auditor's office and thank y'all for understanding that. So I'm gonna move that we approve an RFQ in concert with the auditor's office to solicit services for engineering for the House Bill 500 for water infrastructure projects on behalf of Presidio County.
Okay, I have a second by Commissioner Contreras. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Thank y'all.
Thank you. And then we have one more agenda item,
Okay,
so.
so agenda. Yeah, agenda item number 21, discuss, consider and possibly approve Lone Star Strategy Group LLC to apply for the FY 27 appropriations request. And this is the one through the 23rd Congressional District.
Yes.
So we had, again, I've not mentioned it once or twice, we had Congressman Gonzalez swing by and visit Presidio. And I don't want to say he promised, but he promised that it's our turn.
Yeah,
And he asked. So I think that one of the things that we tried to get last go round, and we came in second place was, a multi-jurisdictional law enforcement center. I was speaking with some local, people in the community, and they wanted us to at least consider, or me to at least consider, if we could apply for, an assisted living facility.
Yeah.
For the elderly. We have a lot of old folks. And they have no business living on their own.
Right.
My mother and father are two of them.
Right.
Not that we would ever do that, but there's some that don't have any help. I mean, at least my mother and father, they have myself, they have my sister, they have the extensions of our extended families. But there are, and I can guarantee you, if you haven't, I would challenge you guys to go with the senior meals. And go on a van ride with them on any given day, and you'll meet people that are blind, that are bedbound, that are paraplegics, that are quadriplegics, these girls go and deliver a meal, which is their job. They go and deliver a meal to the seniors Monday through Friday, but they have found elderly on the floor, soaked in urine, soaked in pieces. They have literally fallen, and they can't get up. So I think it's something we should at least consider. And is this now, have you talked to anyone at the Congressman's office?
No, I wanted to have this discussion.
Okay.
With Commissioners Court.
Yes.
I'll say two things to that. We can submit 2 projects.
Okay.
Because we've helped 3 other counties last week and they submitted, 1 and
Multiple.
2. So what's most important, we'll put as 1 and then 2, right?
Okay.
The other thing is I have never heard of assisted living facilities, but we have a young man that is working with us now on policy research. So I'll get him to start researching that so that we can add that to our application where there may have been funding through HRSA in the past, maybe for something like this.
Right.
Or it may need to go through like a USDA community facilities grant, but we'll do our research on that. All you all have to tell me is in what order of importance these 2 would be. And then we'll get those done, and then we'll just need letters of support, maybe 2 or 3 for each one that we submit.
I know Commissioner Contreras especially, he's coming in on the blind, but do you guys have any other suggestions of what we should consider?
I love the assisted living. I think that has been needed out here for so long.
I think the closest place is Fort Stockton.
Right.
So I think.
And that is my priority 1 for what it's worth. I understand that we've looked at the regional law enforcement for a long time now. I just don't think that that's the county's priority. I think that some of the other agencies should step up for that.
Okay.
But if that needs to be number 2, I'm okay with that, but
Well, and the only thing I see is just that this is a viable project they can fund.
Right.
That if we can trace it back to some policy that was passed.
Right.
Where they can appropriate that funding, like that mechanism. If that is okay, then we'll put that in. Now, let me ask, is there a third? Let's just say for some reason, and they may tell me, let's call it something else. Let's name it something else and kind of repurpose it to help. but is there a third one that you all would say in case for some reason that can't be as one of the requests?
What?
Like,
Do you
for
have
example,
suggestions?
well, like Fort Davis, you've been to their community
Yes.
center. That was one of them.
Right,
There was one, in, Veronica Escobar's, congressional district in El Paso, and it was a playground for kids.
right.
So they run the spectrum of what you think. Again, she's bringing up a good point, which is it has to fall into a certain designation of where those monies can be distributed.
Right.
Yes.
So it could be,
So we just submitted one
USDA.
for a youth center.
Right.
We submitted one for a recreational / aquatic park. And of course, that would be like in several phases because every county, rural county that we deal with is, you know, has that deficit, right?
Right.
So we did that. We also asked for funding for a rural health clinic to do upgrades, renovations to one that was built in 1980 that's never been touched.
Right.
And then that county also asked for renovations for their library. So those are, and then we've had success with EOCs. We've had 2 EOCs that have been funded from 1.5 to 3 million. So, emergency operations centers. And what we did, or how and that's why I'm saying that we can kind of change the scope of things, is I use them as a multi-law enforcement agency EOC. So they brought in DPS, they brought in Border Patrol, but what this did was help with the M&O. And so they're paying basically like rent to take care of the lights, to take care of anything that needs to get.
Cause you know, that is my concern is.
Yes.
If we get this,
get it,
how do we sustain it? How do we maintain it?
So what I'm thinking too with this assisted living is you're gonna have physicians coming in.
Right.
Maybe one of them would rent an office space.
Yeah.
To
Right.
have someone there and you
Right.
could generate some revenue to help with the, maintenance and operation. It's just getting creative. Once we know that has been funding, we'll start going down that rabbit hole and figuring out all the extra. My goal is for you all not to have to pay any match if possible.
Right.
And then how can we get it to generate M&O?
Right.
So that you're not having to worry about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably go stay alone.
Yes.
Right. And Yvette, you do know that we're about to get a new health center down in Presidio.
Yes.
Okay, and then I believe the judge is working on the big beautiful bill. So it seems like that area is kind of really taken care of with funding. This is a whole different pot.
Okay.
So I don't know that healthcare, but I love the thought of emergency operations center, because I think things are getting like more and more difficult on us, as the world evolves. I love the thought of an assisted living, center.
So what I'm gonna get asked, the first thing is, where will what's the address or tentative address these projects would be built, located?
Right.
Does the county own it? Does the city own it? Is the city willing to hand it over to the county? Is there an MOU in place with the city if they own it?
That's what I'm trying to work on,
And that's
MOUs.
why I'm asking all the questions I've been asked the last 3 years as we submit these.
Right.
So going back to those 3, where does that fall with where they would be located? Does the county have property to build these that we can use as an in-kind match? And if not, does the city own it where it would be at? And we could figure that out with the cities.
Right. I know that we have county-owned property in the North Park area that's not North Park. There's stuff that's not developed at all right now.
Okay.
I don't know.
See assisted living in Marfa, just like somebody loves to see on Presidio, I'm sure.
Right.
But we have property here. I'm not against the law enforcement center, but well, an emergency.
Emergency operations are really becoming an issue, y'all.
I honestly believe at some point in time, and it'll be after I'm gone from this all, but you will fail with emergency if you don't band together as 3 or 4 counties and have emergency services.
So Commissioner Knight, what I would add is that the one that we've applied for before, the multi-jurisdictional law enforcement center, could include the EOC with it.
Okay.
So we would, and then again, if DPS wants to get housed there,
Sure.
HSI, Homeland Security.
Yes.
The ones that have shown interest is Homeland Security, Texas DPS, Presidio ISD, and then City of Presidio Police Department, the Sheriff's Office, and all that. So, but am I catching y'all's? We're looking at, and maybe it could be a hybrid, not a hybrid. I'm thinking, a assisted living facility, which can sustain itself if it's operated by an entity that knows how to make the claims against Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare.
HHS.
Yes, all those things. So I think it could be self-sustaining, they take care of everything on their own. The only
Definitely
thing
a
we're
need.
asking for is for someone to manage it.
Do you all have an indigent care, officer or department?
Well,
The Big Bend Regional Hospital District that is one of their primary charges.
correct.
Yeah.
And, not opposite, the hospital district was gonna build a retirement home in Alpine, and that was at the point in time when they were getting a lot of money out of Presidio County, and they denied, I don't know how many indigent claims.
Right.
And that's when we went to the senator at the time to get a bill to get out of the hospital district. But people were really PO'd in Presidio County, because we weren't, they didn't even talk to us about maybe putting something here.
Well,
Which is between Presidio, Marfa, Alpine. It was the ideal location. Anyway, long story short.
Well, it's a beautiful thing that they did decide to put this clinic down in Presidio.
Yes.
So finally,
Finally.
Presidio County is
Don't be fooled. At one time, I went to those meetings and they looked at it, when we asked a question, they looked at us like the redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, and again, you can easily find that agreement online. It was a local law created back in the early 1990s by Pete Gallego and the Commissioner's Courts of Brewster and Presidio County.
Yep.
And so, but when you look at the way they drew the precinct lines,
And it looked good.
Presidio County only has one representative on
Exactly.
a 5-member board.
Yeah.
You're not gonna win a lot of fights when you're 4-1. So, but with that in mind, it looks like, cooler heads have,
It scared them to death today. They found out myself and another commissioner had gone through the census about dissolving it.
And it still could be. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it
No, I
because
wouldn't either.
we're really moving forward with this concept of you got 6 counties now involved.
Right.
That are gonna be vying, and the hospital district's gonna be one of the lead for all the others. Right. So, but at one time, I even considered divorcing them myself.
Yeah, when they changed, administrators, things got a lot better.
Yeah.
Now, Commissioner Heister, I know that, you brought up us going through the process. If you see on there, on the process, on the grants that we're bringing by today, the one from Alicia, we said kind of to be determined because it depends on which project they will want to try to fund. And then when that happens, I've got to get a resolution passed through here.
Okay.
That resolution will state the amount we're applying for and if there is any match or in-kind match. And so we won't go forward to you all approve that
Resolution.
that resolution.
All right.
Okay.
So-
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
agenda item 21, discuss, consider, and possibly approve Lone Star Strategy Group to apply for a FY 27 appropriations request.
I move we approve Lone Star Strategy Group LLC to apply for the FY 27 appropriations request.
I have a motion and I have a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioners. We'll start moving on to safe path.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I like it. Agenda item number 22, discussion with action to approve Presidio County Department report. I did look at the Veterans Officer report. I was very impressed.
Right. She's been working hard, Joe.
Good. I like it.
And I need to set up a meeting with you to discuss that grant. And I'm hoping that Judge Evans has called you to talk to you.
Grant on
Veterans, the funding for the housing. And, it's for housing and to pay bills for up to, 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got all the information and I don't think the new judge wants to
is
that in Jeff Davis, and we would like for Presidio County
to consider it.
take it over.
And I know you guys had looked into some VA grants that are available, vehicle.
I heard that just before I leave, that
Yeah.
it's informational.
Right.
When I found out that you started a new office, Veterans Office, Wyatt Ranches, Wyatt Foundation has helped Jimos County quite a bit with relationship with them. I reached out to one of the owners, one of the Wyatt brothers, and let them know you all had just come into starting this office. Y'all needed funding, you needed a van to transport your veterans. They said it was a great project to ask for.
Great.
Judge Portillo, it would have to come as a request from Judge Portillo. He would have to make an appearance before the foundation board
Okay.
down in Alagosa, Texas.
Yeah.
When the timing, I think they fund I think it's a quarterly when they.
Is that the same Wyatt Ranch? They were here for a while. I know those
So they
guys.
have the ranch
Yeah.
there in Valentine.
Yeah.
They are willing to help out. We just need to go through the proper channel, but I didn't want to bring it because I know it was new and you were like, I don't want to overwhelm anyone with the grants.
Yeah.
But this is basically a free van without any extra.
Can I give you a call to
Yes,
chat about this?
yes.
Okay, because we definitely need a vehicle.
Yes.
Because she is expanding in big
Definitely.
ways.
So,
Thank you,
yeah,
thank you.
Wanted to add that.
All right.
Okay. I know, again, it's not fair to you. You haven't even seen the department reports, but hopefully we'll get you a laptop soon enough. I'm sure you're gonna have to go upstairs and fill out some paperwork. I know you're gonna head out to Alpine. I have to go magistrate somebody at the jail. And then I'll come back here, so I'll still be around. But a discussion with action to approve department reports.
So moved.
Okay, motion, second, all in favor? Judge, Judge, are you gonna be in the zip code this evening?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can we sit and visit?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
sounds good.
All right, thank you, Commissioner.
Bye, guys.
Moved and seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, administrative updates and announcements from the county judge and commissioners.
I'm still waiting on a piece of steel to get our
Our sidewalk done?
sidewalk covered, and I called and went over there the other day and they were still short one piece, so hopefully I'll call this afternoon.
Okay.
And
Any updates on the elevator?
they were supposed to be here today.
They are looking on it.
What? Why don't we all go over there and we start
Yeah.
clapping?
Right, right.
Really?
Anything else, Commissioner?
I'm trying to, I had and I think this will eventually come up in Commissioner's Board, but I had a call from a constituent that owns some is leasing some hangars from the county, or owns some hangars. They bought the hangars, they're leasing the land. But apparently they're subleasing them.
Okay.
And they're wanting to get nothing's been put in writing, and my thought is the cost of the ground lease is nothing. If it's nothing,
They're parking a $35 million plane and we're charging them $150.
right, but they're making money on the taxpayers because they're get a
Yeah.
really low lease on that land their hangars on.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying to tell them they can't lease out to somebody else. I'm saying we need to figure out a rate,
fair
and I'm gonna talk to Chase some more.
But there's already something in the works
Yes,
that to address the subleasing. I think that Blair has been working
Okay.
on those contracts.
Yes.
So you are absolutely right,
Right.
that they shouldn't be profiting off of without the county getting.
yeah,
something.
because if they do, I want
Right.
to too. you
Right,
know?
right.
Just anyway, and I'm supposed to have a meeting with them.
On the 18th.
The text that, but I'm supposed to meet with actually, they don't live in this county, but
Right, I know exactly who you're
Yeah.
talking about, and I know who the subleasee is.
yeah.
I flew with him the other day.
Anyway, I didn't want this, but I am gonna call them, and sit down and just tell them we're working on it.
Right.
And yeah, 18th there's a meeting at the airport at 10 o'clock, I
Yes,
believe,
with TechStop.
with TxDOT
Mm-hmm.
Aviation.
Okay.
And it's for several things, I believe, but, you know.
Commissioner, you have anything?
No,
Commissioner, you have anything?
no, I just wanna try to fill in with whatever my duties are in my precinct or.
Yeah.
I don't know if.
I know,
With you or.
yeah, we can, whenever you
Yeah.
want to. I'll tell you, congratulations.
Yeah, welcome aboard.
Yeah, you know, and there's some great people in your precinct, great people. But you rose above them. I look forward to working with you. And yeah, there's a lot to talk about. Yeah. Commissioner?
Yeah, I just got three things. I started talking to Joe about it. I met with Jeff Davis County. There's veteran grants that they had received in the amount of over $600,000. And what it does is it funds utility bills for veterans. And then there's a second grant that funds house repairs. We have until August to finish up that grant cycle. So our VCSO, Mrs. Strada, and I are trying to sign veterans up for that. I do want to be able to meet with the judge sometime soon, because with the existing county judge losing his election, the incoming is not interested in dealing with that program. And I think it's an essential program for the Tri-County area. I will tell you that it is a very sustainable grant because they get the money from the lottery. So this is something that we could really make a difference in our veterans' lives. So stay tuned for that. There was a fire in Presidio yesterday on the Palo Amarillo. I am the acting EMC. Thankfully, I was able to communicate with the judge in Margarito. 73 acres burned. As of 8:30 last night, it was 100% contained. And the Presidio Volunteer Fire Department is monitoring that, which it went really well, I
They
think,
do a
Joe.
great job, don't they?
Yeah, but I think with TDEM and TFS,
Yeah.
the communication was fabulous. So, and then finally, just tonight or today at 4, there's a TxDOT public meeting for the 2027-2030 Rural Transportation Improvement, the TIP program. And it's down in Presidio at the PAC. So I just think it's really wise that we stay up on what that looks like. And so I just wanted to make sure the commissioners knew about it.
And I knew about it, and it's gonna be very tough for me to make it.
No worries.
But I will tell you, this is where you go up and you put little stickers. And these are monies that they can spend almost immediately. So the one that makes the most noise, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if you drive from Marfa to Alpine, you'll notice our roadway. And as soon as you get to the county line, it gets all beat up again.
Right.
That's not by accident. Let me tell you how that happened. It happened at a meeting just like this.
Right.
And Judge Evans didn't show up. Judge Carruthers didn't show up. Judge Hennington didn't show up. Judge Urias didn't show up, and Judge Portillo showed up.
Right.
And these little green stickers, I started going like this, just all over Presidio County.
Right.
And they have like yellow, green, red. Green is done immediately. Yellow means, well, you're second in line. And then the red will wait for 5 years.
Right.
So needless to say, I didn't make any friends with my other county judges, and they're like, how in the hell did you get all these projects done? And that was specifically for US 90. But
there's such a need for that.
Don't take for granted that the impact you can have with state monies to be spent at the local level.
Right.
So I hope you guys can make it. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to tell you it's going to be very tough for me.
Sure.
The second one is when I got interviewed by the new owner of the Big Bend Sentinel, we kind of delved off into a conversation about trash, landfill, and how we this whole north versus south thing. Well, Jesse Herford, who's the president who works for the North American Development Bank, called me up and he said, I found your quotes and your discussion very interesting. He said, I happen to have money just to spend on solid waste, which is trash. I'll remind everybody, 45,000 pounds of trash comes into that Presidio landfill every day.
Right.
Commissioner Escontrias was sharing with me that he's the one that actually started it, the landfill back then. it's at a point where its shelf life is probably about 8 years, probably maybe even less. But now we're gonna have an opportunity through solid waste monies, through the North American Development Bank for almost nothing. And I think this is a great opportunity. If you guys look at your utility bill from the city of Marfa, the biggest portion of it is trash pickup. If we can coordinate between Mayor Baeza, Mayor Ferguson, and this commissioner's court to enter into an agreement where we can go after the monies.
Right.
And they call them transfer stations, where you can build a transfer station in Marfa. They can buy their own trash trucks. They buy their own dumpsters. They have them made there in Oasis. And then we set them out. When you cut out the middleman, it's not gonna make us any friends with Republic or Dunkin' or anybody else. But again, the most profitable enterprise that the city of Presidio has by far, and it's not even close, is trash. But you still have an opportunity to cut everybody's bill in Marfa and in Presidio, and then maybe start offering pickup services in Shatter or elsewhere. So I've said it all along. I think that, and we were discussing it with water, whether you like it or not, we are responsible for the colonials. And they look to us for those services. And another thing I've said, EMS, if I were the mayor of Marfa, if I were the mayor of Presidio, I would not enter in negotiations with or contract negotiations regarding EMS. They're spending way too much money on them. And it's like we're shirking our responsibility. They cover 12 square miles. And then we're telling them, hey, by the way, we're going to throw a couple of dollars your way. Would you take care of the rest of the 3,980? Would you guys take care of it? So we're all in this together.
Are you thinking about ESDs, Joe?
I am.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing. If I were to say, these are realities. Realities are 52% of all property taxes collected in Presidio County go to 2 independent school districts. With a combined enrollment of 1,350 kids, 1,400 kids. I'm not taking anything away from them. I'm saying that's a reality. That's a lot of money. Another thing is if I go look at the budget of the city of Presidio and the state of Marfa, their number one headache is EMS and the cost. And it makes up somewhere between 30 and 35% of their budget. So the collection rates on these EMS calls, probably 20%, 25%. It's a no, and it's one of those things. I've had people tell me, well, can't you just deny services? Yeah, let's see how that plays out. Well, you 911, could you come to my house at 123 Apple Street? Well, you didn't pay your last bill.
Yeah.
Why don't you pay your last bill? Yeah, let's see how that goes. You
Yes.
can't deny those services.
I don't know if I told you or somebody else, we should do something that gets us to pay that bill from the hospital.
Yeah.
Because we're taking the customer to the problem.
Yeah.
So we gotta get them liable that, hey, we bring you a patient, you charge for that. We don't care where you get it, you pay us the bill.
Yeah.
Because they're real comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, they come with a patient, thank you, and you go your way. They make their money, what about us?
Yeah.
I know this because that was a main thing in Presidio.
No, you're exactly right. I mean, I got way late to the hospital and my bill came in, it was $60K. So I mean, I go back and EMS, they're left out.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I got to go to all of Brewster County's, not only their strategic meetings for the task force, but I went to all their public meetings. And they're going to be able to, I think the citizenry is totally going to adopt an ESD for the North County.
Yeah.
But we need to, as a commissioner's court, to try to start looking into how we can possibly, and it doesn't have to be for the whole county, like in Brewster County. It was started down in South County first, Interlingua, and now they've got like $4 million in their account, the ESD. It took it off the county's budget, and then now they're recognizing they have to do it in North County. So we don't have to chew the elephant all up at once.
And they have, and Alpine's very unique because, I mean, I could draw a circle around probably 6 to 8 square miles. And that is where the vast majority of their traffic comes from.
Right.
They're not looking at our ambulances that are traveling 180 miles one way or a round trip. And which obviously reduces the shelf life. So they're in a very, very unique position. But you're right, an ESD on the north side is still gonna, now you got Marathon to worry about. And again, so they have
I think Marathon's being brought into the north.
yeah. So I mean, I go back, should we start considering it? Yeah, because it's not fair to the cities.
No.
To be honest with you, we had a concern, we had this gentleman come before us. He's complaining about a road. Let me tell you, it's 10 times as bad in Presidio.
Right.
I just stayed here last weekend, a little Airbnb right behind the courthouse. That road going to it sucks. It absolutely sucks. It's horrible.
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, again, those are instances where we can come together.
Right.
The equipment is expensive, but if we all go in together, 2 cities and a county, again, I think we could get creative and get some things done. We can't afford to go to a general contractor.
Okay.
When you see what they pay per square foot, TxDOT pays, it's unbelievable. We won't get shit done. No, we gotta do our own.
Okay.
I don't have anything else. I think the last item on the agenda is adjournment.
Can I do my first
Please.
motion?
Yes.
Motion to
Okay.
adjourn.
All right.
Love that. I'll second him.
I have a motion, second, all in favor? Aye. It is 1:06 PM.